1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
And it's 100% effective against worms. 100%? That's incredible!
Dad, can this wait just 5 minutes?
It's got dual actives.
Switch to Sidectin Platinum, the next generation dual active pour-on drench for cattle.
And it's 100% effective against... And it's 100% effective against worms. 100%. That's
1, 2.
incredible.
Dad, can this wait just 5 minutes?
We'll be on with the pre-work.
Switch to
Side behind schedule, and I do apologise for that, but we'll be up and away in another couple of short minutes. So if you want to grab a refreshment, come and sit down, and we'll get started in a couple of minutes.
Circle L first got started 15 years ago as a mobile shop. We used to travel the whole country doing camp drafts and rodeos, making hats, selling hats and saddles, and trying to grow the business to a point where we could eventually open the stores up. Unfortunately, COVID started and we had to pull the truck up, and it sort of forced us into opening these shops up a bit earlier than what we wanted to, and from there it just sort of grew and grew. G'day, I'm Clayton.
And I'm Hayley.
And currently we are in the Circle L Toowoomba store. Probably 60% of what the business is now is making custom hats for people, and really good seeing people come into the store and get a custom hat fitted to them, seeing their reaction to it, seeing them walk out the door with something that they really love instead of just grabbing something off the shelf that is a stock standard hat that anyone sells. They come into a Circle L store and grab a hat, that fully customised hat. Epic is one of the big events we get behind every year, along with a lot of the other camp drafts and rodeos as well. We try and do as much as we can, get behind the sport.
I started my apprenticeship in the mid-90s, finished my apprenticeship in 1999, made the first Moramade saddle in 2000.
Welcome to the pre-work section of the Epic for 2025, and as much as it goes against my grain to start anything with an apology, I would like to sincerely apologise for the forced cancellation of our camp draft program. Believe me, it pains Blake and I as much as it does anybody. There's just not a single thing. We tried as hard as what we could to get that surface right out there, and unfortunately it was only ever going to get worse. And the sad thing is that we know that by tomorrow, it's every chance that it will be right if we can get some sunshine on it, but we've consulted with the judges. They deemed it unfit to ride in, so our plans is that the horses that have been nominated for this year's Epic will remain eligible for next year. We'll throw more money at that Epic program, so those horses that were nominated this year will go automatically into that for next year, and the rest of the program will carry on as continued. So once again, apologies, but I'm sure you will understand that we have tried everything in our power to correct that matter and could not do it. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't take any away from the fact that we've got this wonderful catalogue of horses to offer you here tomorrow afternoon, and you'll see them parade before you in just a minute, both the ridden and yearling horses. So we would also, if you haven't, or if you're here and know some people that would be interested in bidding on a horse tomorrow and they can't make it, if you could point them in direction, just give them a quick phone call and tell them to get on to Stock Live. We've had a few phone calls this morning wanting to know what the bidding platform. It is most definitely Stock Live, as it is and always will be. They do a wonderful job here every year for us at the Epic, and it's a fantastic and easy platform to bid on. So if you tell any of those people that can't attend the physical auction tomorrow that they can simply get on and register now to bid tomorrow on Stock Live. Right, Blake, anything else, mate? It's about us. We'll just, as we sell tomorrow, we'll do our own pre-works with the exception. We're very privileged to have Liam Kirkwood here this afternoon to fill in for Nick Fuller, who won't be here until tonight. So Liam will do Nick's pre-works for him, and we thank him very much for that. And just while we're on the theme of thank yous, we'd like to thank all the people that have come down, travelled vast distances to help us here to run the Epic, and we've got teams like Gary and Nettie Went and Abe Graham and Lockie MacArthur and Riley Elrott that have come all the way down from Rocky from Ray White Rural and Gracemere to give us a hand, and we enjoy their company. Russell Smythe's here. There's so many people. All the APL group, we'd like to thank them for coming from all different areas of the country to give us a hand. We thank you for your continued support. Right, enough prattling on out of me. I'll go on all afternoon. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get lot number 1 to come into the ring. Lot number 1, and we'll start our pre-works off in catalogue order. Righto, so Benny Matum rides in lot number 1. Somebody's got to start it off, and he's a pretty good jockey to start a very good draft of horses. Hey, this one's Adios Rosie too, so that wonderful Adios prefix too, of course, bred by the Hollis family. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim's had him for a while now. He's had a few. I better shut up. Had a few stints with Ben. He's had 4 or 5 weeks just leading up to the sale with him. He's done plenty of stock work at home, and you can see right back through that category. And particularly if you go to that extended category, you've got those wonderful heritage stock horse size. You've got names down that side like Romeo, Abdul, Lindsay. You've got Omega, and he's out of a very good ivory bred mare in Kirkby Stud White Rose. So as I said, Benny made him in the saddle, and you'll see on your notes that he's had miles and miles of mustering. He's been lightly started on a bag, and he's showing plenty of potential. But he has been up and down hills. He's done plenty of station work, and he's very good to catch, shoe, and float. Good thing, did I say gelding? I called him a he, did I, Andy? Sorry, it's a mare. How good am I going to start off? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're watching lot number 1, Benny Matum in the saddle. So a good type of a mare too, ladies and gentlemen, working nice and calmly. Nothing that goes to Benny's stable comes out anything other than better for the opportunity. And that is time, thanks Ben. So that is lot number 1. Mark it up in your catalogue there early in the catalogue tomorrow. In fact, the first one is lot number 1 should be. That is Adios Rosie, account of Chris Bagnall from down there at Elliston. That chestnut balling mare is over in stable P25. If you're interested, I'm sure that Ben will be able to answer any questions you may have for lot number 1. Right, it's Cade Rossiter rides into the nomination by B&E Rossiter from Lumborough. Hey, the chestnut mare this time. Another one of these very, very good 4-year-old mares, so obviously eligible for next year incentive, as I said, which will be more lucrative than ever. And more horses in it too, because we'll carry on the horses that were eligible this year too. So by Spinner Cat this time, of course, goes back through those Metallic Cat and right back to Highbrow Cat, now to that very good stock horse mare in Bonza Stud Sonora. As you'll see there in your note, she's a big, strong Kiwi mare out of that wonderful sire, inspired by that wonderful sire and Spinner Cat. And of course, Leota Sonara, who herself was a novice camp draft mare. I was talking to Ben about this mare a couple of weeks ago. He said in the right hand she would be a winner of the Epic in a couple of years' time or next year as much. She's set up, she's ready to go. She has had a start. She started here at the Futurity draft back in Armidale, the Camp Draft Club draft back in January. Put on a pretty good showing too. Would be suitable for a real competition home. She's a very athletic mare, very naturally cowy. So going and doing absolutely nothing wrong. Young Cade Rossiter in the saddle. Lovely type of a mare. Travels nice and freely too. Relaxes nicely after a work. Number 2 in your catalogue tomorrow. That is Time. Thanks, Cade. Ben Ditch mentioned to me just because of the pure athletic ability in that mare. He said she can really, really get about. Probably not suited for an absolute beginner rider simply because of her agility and ability, but a beautiful mare to look at and is set up and going really well. I'd suggest you could probably put a couple of ticks in your catalogue and wander over. Testing over to stable number 21. Talk to Ben. Okay, they'll be over there. Point you in the right direction for lot number 2, the mare and Kogel Diva. So I'll get the Negs girls to clean the the Negs girls to clean the saltwater cattle. Thanks to again to the Mankins family for their continued use of these cattle for both the pre-works. They do it year in and year out. They're always wonderful cattle to showcase these horses' abilities. Lot number 3 comes in this time. Account of Pete Marie Balmain. Benny made him in the saddle again. He's got a power of work to do through the catalogue in this year's Epic. Something like 11 or 12 horses we'll see Ben put through. Hey, a bit of breeding in this particular mare too, ladies and gentlemen. She's 15 hands. Obviously bay. This is Barclay Rio by Daly's Play Rio. And through that very good Kirkby stud officer mare and Coolam Karma. Ben's had her for the last sort of 5 or 6 weeks. She was broken in by Ben and then turned out. Since being brought back in, she's just had steady miles working in the hills out there on the Eastern Fall. An attractive young 4-year-old mare with plenty of life in front of her. Bred well enough to stand. A scratching Kell. Failed to load. So we're going with lot number 5. Lot number 5 should be the nomination of AM and E.A. Jarrett. All right, so Benny's on that one. We'll just afford him a couple of minutes of time. He'll change a bit of gear over. I did say he had several rides this afternoon in the catalogue, some 11 or 12 horses that he'll put through. She's stabled over there in P22. She's 15-2 when they put the ruler on her. Lovely big black mare. Ladies and gentlemen, she spent some time in the stable of Bruce McNaughton. There's no dirt in her. Bruce rode her for a while. Ben's had her for a little while. So she's had some good jockeys and some good tutelage. She's done the mile. She'd suit. When I spoke to Ben on the phone a number of weeks ago, he said whether you wanted to challenge or draft. She would be up to the task. So watching a lot number 5 nomination. This is Grandland Park Miss Mac. I know Ben thinks a lot of the potential in this particular mare. Very athletic and very cowy. Starting to hit a strap. She's been brought along slowly, but is ready to go into a competition home and have a fair bit of fun with. She will be located over in P22. You'll have a little bit of time now, tomorrow or this afternoon, later on this afternoon or in the morning. Whiz over and see Benny's camp not far away. I'll be keeping an eye out for you, but if you're around stable P22, you can go and have a look at Grandland Park Miss Mac. Thanks, Ben. That is time, my friend. That is time. Lot number 5 will go out, and equally good jockey and a stable will come in. The first of our 4-year-old geldings this time. We'll get the Negs girls to come forward, as they've been doing every year since we've been up here in Armidale. They do a wonderful job, and we do thank Negs School for providing these young ladies to take these cattle out nice and calmly. Hey, Rob Newsom's nomination comes in at lot number 6. The first is the 4-year-old geldings, as I did mention. One of your real prospects for epics down the track. He's sired by One Time Jack. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no introduction to the camp drafting world. And out of a good Bahina Willis mare and running late. You'll see in your footnotes there that it'd be a great prospect to move forward in the camp drafting arena. Rob puts a wonderful handle on these horses, brings them along mostly with steady miles. He does a lot of mustering up there north of, or sort of east of Stanthorpe. So they don't spend a whole lot of time in the arena, but they spend a lot of time getting things correct out in the paddock, and they come back into the arena with all the wobbliness and everything taken out of them, ready to go to work. I've sighted some of his horses over the last 12 or 18 months, and by gee, they're set up correctly and go very well. They go straight into the camp draft arena and excel straight away. This one will be no exception, ladies and gentlemen. As I say, bred in the purple by One Time Jack. And out of that good mare and running late. 14-3, the brown gelding. Moojum's Jed, his name. I went out to Rob's place the other day. He's a good type when you get up beside him. He's lovely through the front. He's smooth through the shoulder. And just a lovely, placid, natured fellow too. As I said before, a real epic prospect. He's stabled over there in stable number P58. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's time. Thanks, Robert. That's your lot number 6 nomination. That is Moojum's Jed. And as I did say right at the start, one of your real prospects. I think we'll see more of that horse to come forward. It'd be lovely to see him next year come back. I reckon he's a real chance at the Epic. Your 4-year-old gelding, the first of them, lot number 6. Account of Rob Newsom from up there in Bolivia, Tenterfield. Thank you, Rob. He'll go out. Lot number 6, lot number 7 will come in. Righto, so lot number 7 we're watching. This is KL Rewind, the lovely Bayroan gelding. It was 14-1. I think we might have stuffed them drooling about it. The Mankins family. Saltwater Grazing, it's an absolute credit to them. A wonderful Wagyu and Wagyu cross operation out there just on the outskirts of Armidale. Recognised throughout the beef industry for producing good cattle. So, ladies and gentlemen, watching lot number 7, he's stabled over in P61. P61 is where you'll find KL Rewind. That's time. Thanks, Garrett. Thanks, mate. KL Rewind stabled over in P61. Go and have a yarn to Gary. He's always happy to talk to you about any of those horses. Comes out of the Williamson stable. You know they'll have the miles. You know they'll be handled pretty right. Righto, that was lot number 7. Lot number 8 will come in as we work our way through this very, very, very good catalogue of horses. Heading down to 150 something. Lot number 8, this time account of Rolf and Robinson. This is Double H Jagger. Righto, so another one of these 4-year-old geldings eligible again for next year's Epic. And a real chance too, hey, a ton of breeding through this fellow's extended pedigree too, this Double H Jagger. He's out of that good Comet sire and Jaguar and out of a mare that was sired by Double Image. So you've got plenty of quality right through that catalogue. And if you look down right down the right-hand side, you've got some real standouts through that extended pedigree. If you get pedigree, you go right back to Stanton Stud Barrister on the mare. Thanks, Kylie. Another one of these very, very good 4-year-olds geldings doing absolutely nothing wrong, doing it also calmly and quietly on that good saltwater grazing heifer. Thanks, Kylie. That is time. And I'm sure that if you wanted to go over to stable number 9, you could have a chat to Kylie. She's riding that fella through. And once again, he's done all that work and he's relaxed. She's ridden him out in a loose rein. He's a nice, cool, calm and collected fellow. Your lot number 9 nomination. Sorry, lot number... Of course, chap. He's a 4-year-old gelding. He's been started on cattle at home. He's absolutely bomb-proof. Brett, when I was talking to him on the phone a couple of weeks ago, said that he'd be ready to start this fellow here. And of course, bred in the purple too by Courage, who goes back through Conman to Comet. And out of a very good mare and Miss Bow. So we're watching your lot number 9 nomination, Brett Rowlandson, the man in the saddle. He'd be picking his horses out for rideability and trainability. They're always calm-minded. So tracking his cattle nicely, ladies and gentlemen. As I say, Brett thinks a lot of him. He's got an unflappable nature. The gelding, not Brett, or probably both. Ready to go on and compete with. You could have a lot of fun, including winning a whole lot of loot next year at the Epic. Qualifies next year for the Epic, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Brett. Horse like he looks like you could ride him all day and have a ton of fun on the weekends. Your lot number 9 nomination. Thank you, Brett. You can find that one over in P40. Find him over in P40. If you had any further questions that you wanted to talk to Brett about, I'm sure he'd be only too happy to talk to you about that particular nomination. Retreat encouraging. Classic stock horse type as he rides him out on a loose rein. Thanks, Brett. That was lot number 9. Lot number 10, you can put a line through. Failed to make it up here. Unfortunately, Timmy had 2 nominated, and it's always so good to have Tim about, but neither of them made it. So we will miss him here this year. He always brings a couple of good ones, and it's certainly not his fault. Rob Newsom comes back into the second of his nominations. We spoke to you about Rob before. He's from Bolivia there, just south of Tenterfield, so it's a pretty easy step for me to go out and have a look at these horses, and I did that a couple of weeks ago, and they had both tied up out there and worked them both for me, and they were both working very, very well. This one's by Trapeze, who goes back through Acrobat to Romeo, and goes back to a good mare, and the good mare line of Mugens Clementine. As I explained before, Rob does so many miles mustering on these horses in the hilly country there east of Stanthorpe. They see plenty of cattle. He just brings them along nice and quietly. I've bought a couple of horses off him. They always go on. Set up so well. He gets his foundation so good. At such a young age, it's another one of these 4-year-old geldings, so he qualifies for the Epic again next year. He's got a cut on his left knee that Rob will talk to you about if you go up and see him. It's superficial. It happened there just as he was bringing it home the other day, but as you can see, it's having absolutely no impact on what that horse does. It's just a slight wound. So watching your lot number 11, Newsom, 11 nomination, Counter Robert Newsom, Mugens Gary. 15 hands high, that fella, and he's every bit of it too when you stand up beside him. He's beautiful through the front. Nicely balanced. So we'll do a bit of a crew change here. Right, so Indy rides in on the Williamson family nomination. This time comes out anything other than very, very good. We are watching Kale Skyfall. They call her Sky. She's a great traveller. She's very, very soft. Have a wonderful foundation on her, this mare, because, as I say, anything that Indy does or anything that comes out of the Duddy Performance Horse stables, set up pretty right. So got those flying changes established. Got a nice stop on it too, ladies, and she's just a lovely showy type, isn't she, too? As she says in your notes, whether you want to camp draft, going to stock horse. I'm gone. She'd be capable of doing very, very well in any pursuit that you wanted to take her to. That is your lot number 12 nomination. That is KL Skyfall, the first of your 3-year-old mares, so she qualifies for the Epic for another 2 years, and I reckon it will be an absolute lay down misère to be competitive in that epic camp draft as we go forward. So thank you, India. I know you're having a ton of fun out there. That's all the time we can allocate you. But keep an eye out around stable P63 for KL Skyfall. 3-year-old mare. She's 14-1. You see that chaser cow, and he's just dropped the reins on her and she plods out. That's how cool and calm they can make them, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you want them. Good job. Very good job. I'll hand the microphone over to my good friend Blake Cyclone O'Reilly to take you through the next lots.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, welcome to the pre-works and everyone that's watching online. In the pre-works, lot number 13, on account of Wayne Mean this time, side by Holmrose Chances, which goes back to Blue Moon Mystic, we can see in your catalogue. Standing at 14.3 hands high, with Warren by Omega on the bottom side, Colway Sapphire. That particular mare, this young filly is out of 3 years of age too, 2 shots at the Epic. Vices are all okay with this particular entry. Good to catch, good to shoe and float. Certainly a handy mare to have at home mustering and a very good competition mare in time. This is lot number 13 on account of Wayne Mean. Presented here this afternoon by Lachlan Mean. Also, don't forget some of these horses. It is some of their first outings coming to a sale, of course, with plenty of people about and noise, and they take it all in their stride. A lot of preparation goes into these horses that go to auction. This is lot number 13. And that'll be time. Thank you, Lachlan. That'll be time. Also, anyone that's got a smartphone or a tablet device, if you can see your QR code that's in each lot number. If you would like to hold your smartphone over that in your catalogue, it will take you to the website and you'll see some footage. And no doubt plenty of our vendors have got some marketing on their own performance horse pages on social media. Down to lot number 14 this time on account of Tom Hancock from out there at Westmar with their entry Counteract. Sired by Kirkby Stud Counterfeit, of course, of the Croker family resident sire out there at Inverell, which goes back to Conman, of course, and out of Amber, a novice camp drafting mare. Very capable mare. We saw that mare last night go in the feature cutout, I reckon, with Tom Hancock aboard. And, of course, that particular mare, you've got camp drafting on the dam side and with Counterfeit an open camp drafting sire up on top. A nice type and a grey filly, the 2021 drop, of course. Very often you get the opportunity to purchase a horse with a pedigree on both sides, from performance from the sire and the dam in winning camp drafts. This is Counteract. Lot number 14 in your catalogue. Just to remember too, only 3 years of age. The flying change is really starting to appreciate a cow. This is lot number 14. As you see, that was entered in our Epic Camp Draft for this year. There was 21 competitors. They compete for $20,000 cash in the final round, plus round money, a $10,000 Morrow saddle, a $5,000 Toyota voucher. That will be time. Thank you. That'll be time. Rightio, lot number 15 on account of Brendan and Nat Warren from Anebo here in the New South Wales country, and of course anyone that's watching on Stock Live. This is Rangers Royal Sherry by Eagle Ranger, which goes back to Legal Acre, of course, Acre's Destiny on the third sire. Out of Royal Eve 2 on the dam side, you've got Warren by Arima down on the bottom on the dam side and Acre's Destiny up on the sire. This particular mare has been used in numerous disciplines in the equine world too. Been at home, of course, a wonderful mare to have in the mustering team. She's absolutely level-headed, of course. She's kind, she's winning anything of arcs of this particular entry. Hasn't had any fuss whatsoever at all. One for the whole family. This is lot number 15 on account of Brendan and Nat Warren. This is Rangers Royal Sherry. You can just see, of course, on one of the saltwater grazing steers. Absolutely no fuss. A wonderful length of rein and a terrific stop. That was lot number 15. And that'll be time, thank you. That'll be time. Lot number 16 on account of Belinda Williamson from just up the road in the Glen Innes country with her entry in Lady May. Of course, sired by Yavin Spinnercat and on the dam side out of Winterbean Chardonnay. Absolutely excel in any discipline you'd like for this particular entry. Snafflebit, rein, cow, horse, a juvenile and rider upwards. Easy to handle on the ground too with the shoe, the drench, and a nice mare to take for a gentle ride. This is lot number 16 on account of Belinda Williamson. One. Yeah, lot number 16. There's some great horses to come back into this epic incentive camp draft. That'll be time. Thank you, Belinda. That will be time. Of course, by Yavin Spinnercat, which we saw lot number 2 that come through by the great same sire. Lot number 17's out. We go, and lot number 18's out. So lot number 19 in your catalogue. If you are keeping up to date, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to bring your attention on account of Mitchell and Anahoy from up there at Gyra. This is Miss Smartalic. Sired by a Shines Like Metallic and out of SCH Smart Times. An open camp drafting Palomino mare. Campaigned, of course, by Mitch and Anahoy. She's set absolutely starting ready for futurity in the snaffle bit or the cutting arena, of course. To become on a very competitive camp drafting prospect as a DM, of course, in Smart Times, winner of numerous cutouts and open camp drafts throughout the New England. That particular mare, of course, in SCH Smart Times was purchased out of the Epic when it was down on the Maclay, of course, and then she's went on to breed this wonderful Palomino filly. They get plenty of time, of course, with presentation. They're set and right to go. This is lot number 19. $20,000 plus to the winner of the Epic Incentive Camp Draft, and this particular mare is certainly a prospect. 2 shots at this particular event in the Epic. Lot number 19. And that'll be time, thanks, Henna. That'll be time with lot number 19, Miss Smartalic, who's certainly one for a tick for your catalogue. 2 shots at the Epic. and a lifetime at the Infinity Camp Draft here at the Epic. Lot number 20, back onto the geldings this time, and by gee, what a wonderful gelding to offer you here in the pre-works, and it'll be very exciting when he comes to auction here tomorrow. Lot number 20, on account of Tim Webster, of course, from down there, Daruka, just out of the Tamworth City. Sired by Duck Talic, this particular one, and on the Dorothy of Jewel there as well. Of course, Kylie Barnett riding on behalf of Tim Webster. This particular fellow, he's had a wonderful foundation with Tyler Hodgman, 16 months in the cutting pen. Of course, a snaffle-bit contender, as you can see in your catalogue. He's had absolutely all the hard work's been done to him. He's just got a little injury, of course, on the near side back leg, and it comes 100% guaranteed. He's been vet checked. Tim would just like to make that to your attention. So if you would like to inspect this particular fellow prior to auction, he comes absolutely set and right. This is lot number 20 on account of Tim Webster. All the eyes are watching the pre-works. How do you put a price on this, ladies and gentlemen, when the whole family can ride this particular horse? He's going to mature over 15 hands by the look of him. 3 years of age too. This is lot number 20. Have a look at this. By geez, he's a big strong type too, the chestnut sire. Lot number 20 by Duck Talic, of course, and you've got Duck Spin Effects on the damn side. And that'll be time, thank you. That will be time. One for the whole family, one for the serious competitor. If you would like to set up into the cutting pen or you'd like a serious camp drafting prospect, that's one for your catalogue. Lot number 20 on account of Tim Webster. Lot number 21, one of the horses that's received a lot of likes and views on the course, was a multiple Open Futurity winner. And the course, the dam in Smart But Eager, was an NCHA Open. He switches on, he switches off. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, 2 shots at the Epic Camp Draft incentive. And, of course, he's a great prospect as well. That was lot number 21. This is Snoop. He's kind, he's strong, he's got athletic, this particular fellow. Of course, been exposed to shows prior to being sold here at the Epic for 2025. He's been started on Bison and, of course, cattle here in the pre-works this afternoon. There's a horse, he's been in the show ring, he's been exposed to Bison, he's athletic, and he's a wonderful prospect. You can find him over in P number 21, stable P21. Over the page to lot number 23 now on account of Bren Bragi partnership. Of course, Gregory Bruce, sired by the 2023 Open winner here, the inaugural inaugural Stallion Camp Drafting winner in that sire, of course, of Ben and Christy Newbury's sire of Coolum Quartz, winner of the 2023 Stallion Camp Draft here at the Epic. Goes back to Lynch, and on the dam side too, we have got some Information you'd like, especially if you're invested in that side too, of course, the green dam of this particular horse we offer through the pre-works. Copperette, final in the Gold Cup in 1990 and ran 10th place. And the mare on the Grand Dam side too in Copper Time, owned by Carl Anderson, was a very well-known open camp drafting mare. Apache has done 3 months mastering a course in the New England area from September to November in 2024. Had station work, of course, leading up to the sale here. Handle whip, dogs, cars, buggy. All the ground devices too, no particular problems with this young fellow. This is lot number 23. There's a horse, take to the mustering team, may even head out to the North Star District. That'll be time. Thank you, Alex. That will be time. Also, don't forget our wonderful trade sites are up and running if you're looking to purchase in some saddlery gear, if not clothing. A new saddle, gelato, cappuccino, you name it, we've got it here at the Epic for you. Lot number 24 this time, on account of Wade Miles from Brumelo Mossfire. Just down there at Moonland Flat, of course, in the Hunter Valley. This is Kinder Shiny. Shines like metallic, of course, on the dam side, Some Kind of Dream. Wonderful gilding, as you can see, presented by Wade himself here. Been started on cattle leading up to the Epic. He's had station work and, of course, parents on the top and the bottom side. Very successful in the cutting arena. His mother has placed in numerous camp drafts from limited starts. This is lot number... Wonderful foundation. We all know what it's like, 1, to breed a horse, 2, to get it broken in and trained and prepared for auction. There's lot number 24. Lot number 24. That'll be time. Thank you, Wade. It was kind of shiny. The shines like metallic 3-year-old gelding. Now hand over to Andrew Somerville to take you through the next part of the pre-works.
Yeah, thanks very much, Blake, and good afternoon, everybody. My name's Andrew Somerville. I'd like to thank Blake and Bruce and Prue for allowing me to sell here. Next in we have lot 25, account Phillip Mansion, another 3-year-old gelding. He's by the $8 million sire in smooth talking style. Good chestnut gelding, getting around nice and kind too. Ladies and gentlemen, he's out of a mare called Broomfield Smart Little Acre. She's a multiple open draft winning mare. We all know how important that is these days when you're making your purchases. You've got proven horses on both sides there, so definitely one to mark up in your catalogue. Bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that gelding is only 3 years old. You could be confused and think he was older. Yeah, that particular horse, you'll have 2 shots at the Epic. 3-year-old horse, you will have 2 shots at the Epic with him. Tracking a beast very kindly, travelling well, and that will be time. Thank you very much. You can... Well, ladies and gentlemen, lot 27 comes in, account Stephen and Jackie O'Brien from out there at Bingara. A lovely grey gelding there. He's broken in by Steve and been ridden to work. He said he hasn't done anything fancy on him yet. He's just been poking him around, starting him nice and slowly. He said he's excellent to handle and they have retained a full sister to this particular horse. He's a beautiful grey gelding. He rode up to the box there earlier and had a yarn with us, and very cool and easy to get along with. He's by the sire in Karawong, I'm a Riverlie Oak, who goes back to Doc's Freckle Oak and Riverlie Ray. And he's by the dam in Yugelbar Nikita, who of course goes back to Playboy Roy. So he's got the pedigree to make it work. He's got the looks and travelling very kindly. Same deal, you'll get 2 more shots at the Epic with this particular horse. As I mentioned, Steve said he hasn't done a whole lot special with him yet. He's rode him to work, but you can see there he's going very kindly. That'll be time, thanks Steve. That's lot 27. Dusty Moon, they call him. He'll be in stable T28 when you're looking for him later. Well, ladies and gentlemen, move along to lot 28. Account Tim and Isabel Morgan there. Just out the road here at Wongwabinda. Another good chestnut 3-year-old gelding there. By the sire in Adios Cherokee, who of course goes back to Palmer's Navajo and Abdul. And on the bottom side by the dam in Travers, Shady Lady, who of course goes back to Donald's Park, Seligman Spin and Doc Spinifex. And Warren Breyer Meager on the bottom side. They purchased this particular gelding out of the Fountain of Youth sale. He's eligible for the incentives. Getting around nice and kind too. Gelding that you could easily take on and win the Epic, I reckon, in years to come. Thanks very much. That's lot 28. That'll be time. Thank you. He'll be in stable P42 when you're looking for him later. Move right along. Lot number 29. Another 3-year-old gelding comes in account. M&K O'Donnell from there at Euroka in New South Wales. A beautiful black gelding there, standing at 15 hands. By the sire in Strawn Parks, just looking, who of course goes back to Star Black Minstrel. Presented here by Mr. Mitchell Hoy. Needs no introduction to the arena here. I think he said he's got about 11 or 12 horses here this weekend, so always has them presented up beautifully. Good 3-year-old gelding. He's done the miles. He's set up. He's ready for his next home. He's getting about beautifully too. Chases them weekly, Blake said. Mostly after hours, mostly after dark. Thanks, Rich. That'll be time. Well done on presenting that gelding beautifully. Well, ladies and gentlemen, put a line through lot number 30. Lot number 30 is not here with us. We've moved along to the 2-year-old mares. We're on to the babies. On to the 2-year-old mares, lot number 31. We present to you now Count Jonathan McDonald from Woolbrook in New South Wales. She's called McDonald Shakira. She's a 14-3 hand-high 2-year-old mare by the siren KPH Simpson, who goes back to Hazelwood Common and Acres Destiny on the top side. And he's out of a mare called Argyle Senorita. He goes back to Docs Argyle and Doc Spinifex and Playboy Roy. This particular family comes from a family full of camp draft winners, so if you're chasing a mare for down the track, should be an absolute standout, I reckon. It's only 2-year-old and watching that cow beautifully. Yeah, as all the auctioneers up here have just said, she deserves a fair few ticks in a fair few catalogues, that one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, move along now to lot 32. Count the Duddy Performance horses there coming out of Glen Innes. Little filly they call the girl in the playhouse. She's Chestnut filly standing at 14-2. Come out of that good Duddy stable, so she'll have a very good groundwork on her, this little mare. She's by the siren Metallic Badger, who of course is by Metallic Cat, goes back to Highbrow Cat. And she's out of a very exceptional mare called No More Playgirl, who's by One More Daddy, who goes back to Playboy Roy and One More Spin. When I spoke to Robert earlier in the week, he thought a fair bit of this mare, and rightly so. Another one of these good 2-year-old mares has been set up right. Ready for you to take them home and get them ready for the years to come. Plenty of years to have plenty of fun on them. 3 goes at the Epic, these 2-year-olds, so plenty of opportunities to win some cash on them as well. I was talking to India earlier. She did say this mare is she's very feely mare. She's very trainable. She should make an open caliber mare, but she did just say, given how feely she is, she probably suit a confident rider. Just given the ability of that mare. That's time. Thanks, Indy. That's time. It's a very nice mare, lot number 32. Well, ladies and gentlemen, move along now to lot number 33. You count JJ Noon and ML Daniel out of Yarrowitch there. Another one of these good 2-year-old fillies they call Metallic Miss Night. It's a Chestnut Roan filly standing at 15 hands. Plenty of size, out of a good stable. Would have all the groundwork done, ready to go on with. She's by the up-and-coming siren One Night Stand, who's of course by Romeo, and goes back to Acres Destiny as well. And she's she's out of the dam in Miss Metallic Cat, who's a full sister to Heavy Metal and is by Metallic Cat and goes back to Jewel Ray. Very eye-catching mare here by as a 2-year-old, set up, ready to go on with. And out of the good dam and by a good sire. The way that young filly's getting around, I'd say she will be a very, very good prospect for the Epic in years to come. Thank you very much, Jackson. That's time. Lot number 33, you'll find her in stable P56. And look at that, just walking off on a beautiful loose rein. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move along to lot number 34. Account the Cape Hawk ASH stud there, out of Foster in New South Wales. This is a young little filly they call Lizzie. She's 15 2 hands high. She's by the good sire in Kirkby Stud Elvis, who goes back to Kirkby Stud Echo and Adios Reflect, and Warren by Omega. And out of the dam in Nandai Kylie, who obviously goes back to Resistal and Romeo as well. Very eye-catching 2-year-old filly there, boys. She's willing to please, sweet to be around. You got 3 chances at the Epic with this particular filly. Two-year-old filly that's got a very good foundation of her, brought along slowly, tracking the cow around there. A good saltwater grazing steer. Black O'Reilly's handing out contracts for $5.50 on those steers if anyone wants to talk to him about that. That'll be time. Thank you very much. You can find that particular filly in stable P48 later. Ladies and gentlemen, just put a line through lot 35. Unfortunately didn't make it. Miss Acre, who goes back to Acre's Destiny. And the dam of this mare is by Seligman Spin, who goes back to Doc Spinifex, of course. This particular mare, she's nice and quiet, and she is out of a competitive camp draft mare. Be a great prospect for the incentives. Set up, 2 years old, going well. Got a whole career in front of her. Travels well around the arena there, boys. Isn't she beautiful and soft? Getting across the ground well. A nice filly that deserves a fair few ticks. Thanks very much. That'll be time. You can find that particular filly in stable P15 when you're looking for her later on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll hand you over to Mr. Liam Kirkwood to continue on. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Andy. It's a pleasure to be here impersonating Nick Fuller for the afternoon. We've been moving on in catalogue order now onto a wonderful run of 2-year-old geldings that we'll have to offer you here this weekend, and the first of which will be lot number 37, on account of the McKinnon family from over there at Narrabri. This is Rodlaw Joseph, of course, sired by the resident sire there in Rodlaw Retail. Got a wealth of breeding there throughout the back end of the pedigree. You've got Romeo Reflect, a double cross of Romeo, in fact. This horse in the ring here that we show you, Joseph, is a lovely, big, easy travelling gelding. He's bred to camp draft. And of course, the retail progeny have been very successful in the Epic incentives in previous years. Of course, you'll have 3 years' worth of Epic competition with this fellow here, only being a 2-year-old. His dam was drafted as Josephine and won maiden, novice and multiple open camp drafts, as well as junior and juvenile events. This is a gelding we'd suggest will have a big future. Lot number 37, Rodlaw Joseph. Here's a gelding that's bred to get down and work. From a royal pedigree here in the Epic camp drafts over the last few years. Out of the McKinnon stable, there's lot number 37, Rodlaw Joseph. And he'll be stabled over in stable P 65 for anyone wanting to have a further inspection later on. And that'll be time, thank you. Here we are, sit up and pay attention now, ladies and gentlemen. Lot number 38, the next will pre-work here on account the Hoy family. This is Hoy Jappa. Of course, another wonderful 2-year-old gelding here, signed by Smooth Talking Style, going back to Highbrow Cat on the top side of the pedigree. Of course, Playboy Roy, one more spin, and Romeo on the bottom side. And the dam line there of Hoy's More Hope. He's a gelding from their novice mare, More Hope, who, of course, won the Uenda Plains Maiden in 2024 and also placed 5th in the ACA Eastern Novice Series. A young gelding that will excel in the Camp Draft arena and, of course, had a great start to life here with Mitch Hoy. One not to be missed. The family think a hell of a lot of him, but unfortunately just can't keep them all, and in particular geldings. This is lot number 38, Hoy's Jappa. And that'll be time. Thanks, Mitch. Hoy's Jappa will be stabled over in stable P30 for anyone wanting to go and have a closer look there later on this afternoon. We encourage you to go and have a look at these horses. Have a chat to your vendors. Lot 39 not with us, but 40 is on account of Mr. Bernie McMorr and Rachel Flanagan. This is Barmac Earl, of course, sired by the wonderful resident sire there in Kirkby, Stud Elvis. You all had the pleasure of watching there last night. He's got a real pedigree throughout the back end there, going back to reflect Amiga and Abdul. Earl was broken in November and has not put a foot wrong since. He's a strong built gelding that covers the ground easily. A genuinely nice horse. The family think a lot of this fellow, and of course he would have had a great start to life here with Bernie. At only 2 years of age, that gives you 3 more cracks at the Epic incentive, and then of course the Infinity in years after. This would be a fellow I'd say you'd come back and be very competitive on in future years. Lot number 40, Barmac Earl. Thanks very much, Bernie. That'll be time. You'll be able to head over and inspect that fellow in stable number P13 later on this afternoon. This is Retreat Bowtie, standing at 15-2, signed by Eagle Courage. The wonderful Hazelwood Conman sire himself. And out of the good dam in Retreat, Miss Bow. Denny, as he's otherwise known, is a very trainable, easygoing 2-year-old. He's showing great potential since being broken in. He's only had a 6-week program. So he's taking it all in his stride, as you can all appreciate. With Conman and Blackbow bloodlines, he's a promising prospect for any discipline going forward. He's easy to do anything with, and he's showing a keen interest in cattle. Bear in mind that he's only had a couple of months of work. Very, very lightly started here, but he is ready to go on with and be a competitive horse in future years. Take him home, put the polish on him, bring him back over the next 3 years in that Epic incentive. I'm sure he'll be able to take his share of some prize money in the years to come. This is lot number 40A, Retreat Bowtie. A wealth of heritage stock horse breeding throughout the back end of the pedigree there. As you'll notice, he's got the heritage stock sticker there as well. So be eligible for all stock horse competitions in the future. Again, Jest will have a big future. This is lot number 40A, Retreat Bowtie. And thanks very much. That will be time. Be able to go and have a closer look at that fellow over in stable number P39 later this afternoon. This fellow's a quiet, strong gelding by an open stallion. He's been broken in and started with Mitch Hoy, and of course Mitch Hoy in the saddle here this weekend. He's done plenty of miles and is ready to go on with in your chosen discipline. He's had all the right foundations put on him by Mitch. Going very kindly here this weekend. Only 2 years of age. So lot number 41, Oakland Park Rocket. Thanks very much, Mitch. That'll be time. Lot 41 will be stabled over in stable number P33 for a closer look there later on this afternoon. On to lot 42 will be the next on account of Mr. Tim Webster. This is Saltwater Rocket, side by the Good Acres Destiny sire in Nashvale, Roy L. Destiny. Going back to Playboy Roy on the top side of the pedigree. And out of the Good Malangany Samson Dam in Roxby Park, Delilah. Kylie Barnett in the saddle here this weekend. And, of course, as you can see, this gelding going very, very kindly for Kylie there. He's very easy-going 2-year-old, only broken in September of 2024. Very, very light work ever since. He's had all the right foundations and is set up for challenge. He's been started on the mechanical cow, and vendor would suggest would excel in any discipline. He's got the looks, he's got the temperament, he's had the right start to life, ready to take home, put the polish on and bring back for future incentives. And of course a big reminder that these incentives here at the Epic do cross over with the incentives up there at Gracemere with Gary and Nettie Wentz CQ Performance Horse sale that they run. That's a sale that is only going to grow in the years to come. There'll be some wonderful prize money on offer between both Epic and the CQ horse sale up there in Rockhampton. Plenty of bites at the cherry with these good 2-year-old geldings. This is lot number 42 we watch this time, Saltwater Rocket. And that'll be time, Kylie. Thank you. You'll be able to head over and have a closer look at that fellow in stable number P23 later this afternoon. He brings lot number 43, AMAC Tin Man, side by Hazelwood Congressman, who we all had the pleasure of watching last night in that stallion shootout. And of course out of the good Peachy Stud Tradition Dam in Luckenough Horizon. A very nice gelding by the well-performed sire in Congressman, who needs no introduction. Broken in June 2024. He's had mustering and has been started on the cattle ever since. And, of course, bred in the purple. Of course, Congressman winning the stallion cutout there last night. It's a gelding who's got the looks and the ability to back it up with. Started in June last year and had the wet saddlecloths ever since out there. All the miles mustering has been started on the cattle, so he's ready to go on with. Had the right start to life. Set up right for you to take on. This is lot number 43, AMAC Tin Man. And thank you much for anyone interested in going and having a look at that fellow later on this afternoon. You'll find him stabled in stable P27. Well, that'll be it from me for now. I'll hand over to Bruce to continue on.
Righto, thank you, Liam. That was a wonderfully accurate portrayal and impersonation of Nick Fuller. As long as it ends now, we'll be okay. Don't take it too late into the evening. Yeah. Righto, so put a few lines through your catalogue here. Lot number 44, 45 and 46. 47 failed to make it. Either that or they may have been alerted to who their auctioneer was and decided to scratch him. But they're not here. We're going with lot number 48. The man in the saddle's Curtis Cherry. Spoke to you a lot at length last night about the ability of the rider, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll tell you what, we saw a bit of it last night. This fella's the Yarrambar Gold Rush. Mounted Westmorland, Queensland by the wonderful sire and Knights Nicholas at a wonderful heritage stock horse sire and out of a very good performance bred mare and CC Sunita. So he's broken in by Curtis back in October last year, and he's been mustering out there at the property Woodlands, which is a lot of country to muster. He would have done a lot of riding out there in the flat country. He's measured in. He's when we put the stick on him, he's 15 hands high. Righto, so we're watching Curtis Cherry riding Gold Rush lot number 48 in your catalogue. A big, strong, creamy 2-year-old gelding, hey, and for a horse tender in years, he certainly got him set up and going well. And one thing about anything that comes out of Curtis and Beck Cherry stable, they would have done a mile of work. They'd be good, honest, sensible horses. He's a showy type too, isn't he? A big creamy fella, 15 hands. If you're looking for, or want to have a closer look at him, you could find him over in stable P69 this afternoon or again in the morning, any time prior to the sale, which commences at 10 o'clock. Thank you, Curtis. Good to have you in here again. Always brings a good one of those horses. We'll go on and do a wonderful job for you. Hey, only 2 years old, bred right, trained right, brought along steadily. Lot number 48. Stable number P69. Lot number 49 failed to make the big show too, so we're going with lot number 50. Account of Dylan McKinnon this time from out there in the hilly country on the edge of the Horton Valley and behind Narrabri. The man in the saddle is Rodney McKinnon, and he's by the home sire in Content, which of course goes back to Conman. And out of that wonderful mare that came out of that was bred by Coombe Suneye in Rodlaw Eclipse. So 15-1, there's a bit about him. He's like all these Rodlaw sired horses or Rodlaw bred horses. He's beautifully put together. Looks like you could ride him all day. Only done light work. He's been broken in, just done a bit of light work, mustering and a bit of station work. As I say, Content, the horse the sire that this particular fella is by, is a multiple open camp draft winner. And the mare that he's out of, Rodlaw Eclipse too, saw her place in a number of drafts. So camp draft breeding, top and bottom, and out of a stable that knows how to produce camp draft winners, and particularly epic winners. Wonderful supporters of the epic concept, the McKinnon family, and we welcome them back this year with another very good prospect in this 2-year-old gelding in Rodlaw Exempt. Thank you, Rod. That is time. That is time. That's your lot number 50 nomination account of Dylan McKinnon, ridden on that occasion by Rodney McKinnon. You'll find him over in stable number P67. And I'm sure they'll only be too happy to talk to you, give you all the good oil on that wonderful 2-year-old prospect, Rod Law exempt. Right over account of the Trickle Creek Performance Horse Stable. Lot number 51 comes in. This is Trotter's Magnum. Another one of these real prospects. Another 2-year-old gelding, 14-3. By the Romeo bred sire in Magnet and out of a direct daughter of Vaker's Destiny and rolled as Smart Lady Acres. So a very pretty and talented young gelding you'll see in your footnotes there. He's a half-brother to a multiple open camp draft winner and rolled as Fire Spinner, the campaigned as Red. It's been beautifully started by Mark West and he's ready to go on with. So we're watching lot number 51. Nice, sensible and alert little fellow, isn't he? 14-3, a big opportunity to come back on 3 separate occasions and take all the prize money home in the epic as we go forward. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. He's tender in years, but he's wise in his mind, that fellow. That is Trotter's Magnum. Thanks, Brent. Thank you. That's time. Lot number 51. You'll find him in stable P59 over in stable P59. Lot number 51, Trotter's Magnum. So 51 legs at lot number 52 will come in this time, account of the Cox family. Man in the saddle, Mr. Johnny Wilcox. Always been a wonderful judge of horses and cattle. This fellow is by the Rolex sire and Rolly. So you've got wonderful bloodlines right the way through, both performance and heritage stock horse lines. So he's only been broken in for a couple of months, this fellow. I was chatting with John and Lisa there just before the sale. Corinne, he sent him up to Corinne Anderson, who does a wonderful job just extending the education of these horses. Corinne had him for a couple of weeks, so he's gone from a small lady rider to John, who's fairly tall if you stand up beside him, so he can handle riders from both sides of the family. So out of that wonderful mare in Warri Park, Tiffany, who was, of course, in her own right, very successful in the show ring. And by that good Rolex bred siren, as I did say, broken in 2 months ago by Cameron Jones. Corinne's had him for a couple of weeks. Johnny's in the saddle now. So he's set up and going pretty well for somebody that's only just a little bit over 2 years old. Lot number 52, account of the Cox family, Blue Bradley. Nation of Nick Fuller. It's always wonderful to have him down here. He's come down from all the way down from Townsville to help us over the course of the weekend. He's been a wonderful friend to the Epic since we moved it up here. He's always the first to come, and he takes his own time away from a very, very busy business up there in Ray White, Townsville and Charters Tower. So welcome, Liam. Lot number 53 is what we're watching now, account of RJ and LK McKinnon. This time Rodney back in the saddle. Another one of these good 2-year-old geldings they call Icon, by consignment this time. And out of, again, a good Sun-Eye bred mare in Irene. So to say, a big gelding, 15 hands. Bred in the purple. He's done station work and mustering since being broken in. I said last night, anything that's got that Rod Law prefix in front of it, you know, has been bred to chase a cow. Wonderful, wonderful workhorses all throughout the week, and you can have a lot of fun on it through the weekend. Always good travelling horses and well put together. Look like they'd be good fun to ride. And at the tender age of 2 and a bit years old, he's got the lights, the camera, and he's in the indoor for the first time and handling it all in his stride. Rodney McKinnon, the man in the saddle. And that is time. Thanks, Rodney. That is Rod Law Icon. You'll find that gelding over in stable P66. Going over yonder, Rod. Rodney will point you in the right direction, but a good nomination, a very good prospect for a number of years to come. Lot number 53. Bimetallic Storm out of that wonderful Tarwell Classic Destiny Mare and Wishful. So right throughout this pedigree, you have the best of cutting horse performance, stock horse performance, camp draft winners. Regan's in the saddle on this occasion. This is Oakland Make It Storm. Out of a competitive camp draft mare, that Tarwell Wishful that I spoke to you about was by Classic Destiny, went back to Acres Destiny. This 2-year-old was broken in by Mitch Hoy and has done lots and lots of miles ready to go on within your chosen discipline. And as I said, you could proceed in any direction with this particular fellow. Lot number 54, accountant M&K O'Donnell. 14.3s when measured, so he's going to grow into a big fellow. He's bred in the purple, bred to work a cow, and he's starting to show that he does want to knuckle down and chase a cow. He's got a bright future. Bear in mind, he's only but 2 years old. Another real prospect to come back. He's got his foundation set up pretty well. He's ready to go on with. Thanks, Regan. That is time. But just put a couple of ticks next to that fella, P54. Go over and have a look at him too when you get up along beside him. He's a nice type. He's over in stable number P34. As I say, a pedigree, an extended pedigree that you'd, that if he's other than a gelding, you'd think seriously about retaining him. But anyway, he's a boy, so he's here for sale. Lot number 54 in stable P34. Bernie comes back in. This time he's on Whalen, Barmac Whalen. Lot number 55 in your catalogue. By that wonderful open camp draft sire and Brown Highwayman, who I saw them trying to double people out of the arena last night after the cutout. There may or may not have been alcohol involved, allegedly. He's 15 hands high, this fellow. He's only a shade over 2 years old. Bernie will put him through his paces, but he's by an Acres bred mare, out of an Acres bred mare and Hazel, and as I did say, by Brown Highwayman. So you know, just on his pedigree, that he's going to have a bright future in the camp draft arena. So we're watching Bernie McMorr on the Brown Highwayman side. Barmac Whalen, I said, bred to chase a cow. That fellow, he's only 2 years old. He's got a bright future in front of him. Set up and going pretty well. You shape him in the direction that you want to take him. But I reckon he's worth a look over in stable number P12. Going to have a chat to Bernie. Just a reminder too that if you want to get over there straight after the pre-works and have a yarn to these fellows, because they will need to be back here. We've got another cutout shootout which will commence half an hour after we stop the pre-works. We'll be back over here for that cutout shootout. So we'd encourage you all to go over there, catch up with those fellows just in case you miss them later in the evening. But then they'll be available all morning. Thank you, Bernie. All morning up until 10 o'clock when we start. You can have a chat to those fellows. You've got their stable numbers. Go and have a talk to them. But we look forward to you staying around this evening and watching the feature, the cutout, the jackpot cutout. Hand over to Blake to take you back through his run in the catalogue.
Yeah, great to be back with you too, ladies and gentlemen, and a big thank you to our Negs girls each and every year. They've been doing it for 5 years now, and we do thank, of course, that wonderful incentive, and it did go off there today in the challenge. If you are the winner of the challenge, it is a $30,000 incentive from Benalla It is a $20,000 incentive if you come second, and also $10,000. So a big thank you to Drew and Sally Stevenson, great supporters of the equine industries. And congratulations, of course, to all involved in that horse there this morning. This is lot number 56. By that great sire, of course, and Al Capone on the damn side too, Heavy with Hope. This is Benella Kryptonite. Russell, if you could just open that gate, we'll bring the yearlings in as they come through. Wonderful foundation. A lot number 56. We saw Al Capone go through in that cutout there last night and certainly drew a couple of tough cows, but absolutely tried his heart out. A great yearling and a prospect too, a lifetime here at the Epic Incentive Camp Drafts, and of course that Epic Incentive worth over $50,000 in total prize and cash. The winner, of course, will take $20,000. That'll be time. Thank you, Jack. On account of Drew and Sally Stevenson, of course, Benella stud down there in the Hunter Valley, and we thank them very much for their kind sponsorship. It's certainly one to put a tick through a lifetime at the Mighty Epic. That was lot number 56. We'll just leave that gate open, Russell, I reckon. Now we've got no cattle. Lot number 50, home on this young fellow. Just imagine all the incentives you would have seen there this weekend if weather was on our side. There was 21 competitors competing for a $20,000 check. That'll be time. Thank you, Linda. On account of Timmy Barnett, of course, and Jay Cassidy, this particular horse, a wonderful supporter of numerous sales throughout Australia, and we enjoy having his entries come to us each and every year. This is Barnett's Concord, side by Conmark, of course. On the damn side too, Sheldon Harmony. You can see the handle he gets on his young fellows, the temperament, the sale preparation. Sometimes it's their first time out, of course, coming to the auction. This is lot number 58. And thank you very much, Tim. That was lot number 58. 59 comes through now, of course. A big thank you to our wonderful sponsor in Kent Saddlery. If you are a vendor, you would have had the privilege to having those high-quality nose bags. A big thank you to that operation for your terrific support. Over the page to lot number 59 on account of Marg Hind this time by Nashville Nightman. That resident sire, of course, as we see, perform in numerous open camp drafts and always at a pay window. From weekend and weekend, he is camp drafted. The dam side too in Bonnie Doon spin and dial. The Donald Park Seligman spin on the dam side. Very sensible young gelding, this particular fellow. You saw the challenge. Big thank you to, of course, to Gloria McCormack from Clear Choice Performance Horses, taking the duty of judging that 2- and 3-year-old challenge here at the inaugural Epic in that department. That was lot number 59. Lot number 60 on account of Wayne and Sharon Edwards. Beck is presenting their entry here this afternoon. This is Sharway's Lucky Cat. Of course, the sire been performance registered, catching up with those guys there before. On the dam side too, with Ronald Mongistic Style. You've got Pepto Stylish Oak on the dam side. The ability of this particular young fellow with his temperament makes him a perfect candidate, of course, for that incentive challenge we brought to your attention there a moment ago. A wonderful type. He's got a lifetime to come back into those Epic Incentive Camp Drafts. Challenge, Epic, Infinity. That was lot number 60. Number 61, the Cutout Extraordinaire. Took the $4,000 in cold hard cash last night. On account of the Moorhead family this time from up there at Ben Lomond. Side by Yavin Metallic Cadillac. And of course catching up with James there before on the dam side. Who's Laughing Now? A thoroughbred mare that they have a lot of time for up in their breeding program. They thought this particular young fellow would be a wonderful Epic contenter as well. This is lot number 61. Circle Bar, Jokes Are On You. Over the page, lot number 62 on account of Tom and Isabel Morgan from out there at Wongabinda. This is Zimont Adest Dinoke. And of course, the siren Urana Copper Acres and the dam side, Mission Oak. You've got Braunstone Oak, which was their sire, of course, had passed away, I believe, down there in the Clarence Valley. You've got Urana Copper Acres, their other sire, up on the top side of this particular young fellow. He's a kind, easy gelding with a wonderful future ahead of this fellow. Lot number 62 on account of Tom and Isabel Morgan. Lot number 63. Lot number 63. On account of Andrew and Carolyn Burns, of course, been wonderful supporters from the time that we were a part of the epic sale up here in Armidale. A Clay Smoking Wheels, of course, the full brother to AC Wagon Wheel, the 2024 ABCRA National Championships. The encouragement champion. You've seen this particular young fellow. The Burns family, of course, they absolutely always bring a terrific horse to the epic sale each and every year. And this particular fellow in lot number 63 could be yours to put your absolute final touch on. Wonderful future in that young fellow. Lot number 63, thanks, Caro. Lot number 64 comes to us now on account of Jono McDonald. We saw those couple of 2-year-olds come through before, and by gee, Jono had a terrific start on those two. This is McDonald's Little Gem, signed by KPH Simpson, which was the sire, of course, of those two previous 2-year-olds. Will mature out to about 15 hands high, this fellow. Of course, KPH Simpson goes back to Conman on the dam side too, out of G, I'm Sophisticated. I've witnessed that particular mare in numerous camp drafts, and successfully camp drafted there as well. A wonderful type in that fellow. That was lot number 64. Lot number 65, now on account of the Cox family. Of course, by Denmark Victor, the only one side in this particular sale for 2025. From up there at Glenmorgan course, just over the border in the Queensland postcode. This is Raya Blue Dudley. He's a big, strong gelding, one day to be, of course. His dam Penny Lane has produced some wonderful performing progeny. That was lot number 65. On account of the Cox family, the personality of this particular fellow leading up to the epic, John and Lisa said he's been an absolute gem to bring through. Thank you, John. Lot number 66, it comes to us now. Lot number 66. On account of Matthew and Anna Barwick, of course. Kentali Conduct a Cat. He's a wonderful handled young gelding. He's been sensible to do everything with leading up, and gee, what a type he is in the ring too as well. He's had a rung. He's had his feet trimmed, of course. He's been loaded several times leading up to the sale here. The sire of this fella, of course, Aussie Cat. He's an imported metallic cat stallion and out of a rain cow on the dam side. Being Black Pearl, Hunterview Oaks Jewett on the dam side. That was a lot number 66. Lot number 67. Always excited to present one of these on account of Vicky Evans. She's a terrific competitor, a terrific vendor as well. This is Talawal Mercury. Now, this particular horse just catching up with Vicky at the back has just got a slight little wound, very minor, up on top of his wither. And he's all but recovered. The temperament of this young fellow, almost ride him home tomorrow afternoon. Lot number 67. The Metallic Storm, of course, we saw a Metallic Storm gelding presented through the 2024 sale and achieved $35,000. Metallic Storms are doing a wonderful job in the equine industry. That was lot number 67. That's exactly right. Out of a wonderful Conman mare, and we look forward to bringing a terrific result tomorrow afternoon. We'll hand over to Andrew Somerville.
Thanks very much, Blake. We'll move right along with the yearling geldings. Lot number 68 we offer you next. Bronson McElshaw's entry in Bronmax Fake Left. Coming in hard, he said. Right, by the sire needs no introduction. An Eagle Hustler there who goes back to Conman and out of the Kirkby Stud Bonita. By the Dam in Kapunda's Ego, who goes back to Bonlac Gigolo, who of course is by Blue Moon Mystic. Another one of these good yearling geldings. You can find him in stable P51. Later, he's got the Heritage Stock Horse stamp on his rump there too. Very cool fella the way he's handled himself around the ring. That'll be lot number 68. The comments say it all. Fake Left will be right. Righto, we'll move along now to the yearling fillies. Lot number 69 comes in. Account the O'Donnell family there at Euroka in New South Wales in Oaklands Park, Wishful Times. Hey, another good Chestnut Roan filly there, boys. Hey, by the Siren, Time's Up. And out of a very competitive camp draft mare in Tallawah Wishful, who is by Tallawah Classic Destiny. It goes back to Acres Destiny and Burry Creek Flying Remedy on the bottom side. A filly that can be dual registered. She'll excel at any discipline you choose with her. 69, lot 69. She'll be in stable P31. Thank you very much. Move along now to lot number 70. Account Chris Bowman at D-Bar Enterprises at Werris Creek in New South Wales. We'll put a line through 70 at this stage. We'll move it. Yeah, math was never my strong point. We'll move along to lot number 71. Account the Carter family there at Spices Creek in New South Wales in Umalee Evie. A nice filly there by Nanima Neptune. It goes back to Bonlac Casey. Lovely filly that's friendly and athletic. She had basic groundwork. This particular filly does have a blemish on a near side hind. So just when you get a chance, have a look at that. But she does have a blemish on the near side hind. She'll be in stable P47. That's lot 71. Thank you very much. Hey, have a look in here. He'll be across the ring before we know it. Lot 72's out. Move along to lot 73. Account Bernie McMahon, Rachel Flanagan from down there at Salisbury Plains. Hey, another good yearling filly by Kirkby Stud Elvis. And out of the good mare in My Savannah Sunset, who goes back to Brown Highwayman. That is lot number 73. You can find her in stable P11. A beautiful filly, deserves a few ticks in the catalogue. Thank you, Lou. Move along to lot number 74. Account the Carter family again. This time with Jazz, we offer you. She's a pretty athletic young filly. She's had plenty of groundwork. Heritage stock horse breeding there. Goes back to Soda Justice and Warren by Romy on the top side of Marnie's Destiny. She's out of the mare in Umagali Frida, who is by Glenlee Riverline Mytech. Beautiful, well-handled filly. Certainly a good prospect for the incentives going forwards. You can find her in stable P46. That's lot 74. Move right along now. Lot number 75 comes in. Account William Bell in Rangers Fancy Nancy. Another one of these yearling fillies. By the Siren, Anima Avatar, who goes back to Chevan Ivory. Of course, goes back to Lindsay and Marnie's Destiny. On the bottom side, goes back to Soda Justice, an O-Fire imprint. Very attractive young filly. She's well put together. Very sensible. Big future in front of this filly. Lot number 75. You can find her in stable P38 when you're looking for her later. Thank you very much. That's lot 75. Righto, move right along now. Lot number 76 comes in. Account the O'Donnell family out of Euroka in New South Wales. Oakland Park, straight A's. By the side there in Conmark, who's by Hazelwood Conman. And out of the dam in Kerburns Jinx, who of course is by Wallabar Excel. Wallabar Excel. She got the breed in this filly. Take her on and do whatever you want with her. Good kind nature. That'll be lot number 75. Sorry, correction, that's lot 76. Thank you very much. Lot 76, she'll be in stable P35. Just put a line through lot 77, unfortunately isn't here with us. Move right along to lot 78, comes in account Jody Harris from Bunyan, New South Wales, with a filly Sarah Dove. She's by the Siren AMAC Dry Dust. Of course by Conman, and she's by the good mare in Sarah Chickadee. The mother and father of that mare, Sarah Chickadee, are both open camp draft winners. It's a filly that Jody thinks a fair bit of. She said she'll be sad to see her go. She's a beautiful type of a filly too. Ready to go on. Got the groundwork done. That'll be lot number 78. You can find her in stable P18. Thank you very much. Move along now. Lot number 79, account William Bell. Another one of these yearling fillies in Rangers Spoonful of Love. By the Sire in Rangers Buckaroo. Of course goes back to Hazelwood Conman on the top side. And out of the dam in Spoonful of Dots. So you can see in the comments there, lovely filly. Got the Spinifex and Dox Hickory in the breeding there too. She'll excel at any discipline you choose for her. Very cool and calm getting around the ring here, and a good type of a filly too. That's lot number 79. You can find her in P37. Well, thanks very much. I'll hand you over to Mr. Liam Kirkwood to continue on.
Thanks, Andy. On to lot number 80. Yearling filly this time, lot number 80. This is Chisholm's Ivory. Side by RS Chisholm, and of course out of the good Chevan Ivory mare in Smart Ivory on the bottom side of the pedigree. Very well handled filly with plenty of talent, of course, side by Chisholm and out of the good mare. She will excel in most disciplines. Quite an easy going, got a good handle on her. Stabled over in stable P45 for anyone wanting to have a closer look later on this afternoon. Lot 81 the next, on to the Yearling Geldings on account the Moorhead family. This is a Circle Bar spokesman. Of course, the gelding by Smooth Talking Style going back to Highbrow Cat on the top side of the pedigree. And a wonderful dam line there from One More Charmaine. Of course, side by One More Playboy and going back to Playboy Roy. One More Spin and Acres Destiny on the bottom side of the pedigree. A very, very well-bred gelding here for you. Would suit any discipline. Out of a great stable. Lot 82 will be the next of the yearling geldings we offer you here this weekend. This is D-Bar Sorta Slinky, side by Sorta Smooth, going back to Highbrow Cat and Pepto Stylish Oak on the top side of the pedigree. And of course, out of the good dam in D-Bar Royal Miss, going all the way back to Lethal Lena. A very strong, well-grown gelding here. His dam is an NCHA money earner, and his sire, of course, is very, very well known in the cutting pen, with multiple wins in age events and now making his mark in the camp draft arena. This gelding is one here that's not to be missed. Lot number 82, D-Bar Sorta Slinky. Over the page, the next we'll have is Lot 83. On account of Timmy Barnett, this is Barnett's Braveheart, side by the Bald Hill Sizzler sire in Barnett's Cherokee, and of course out of the good dam in Barnett's Lily, who goes back to Omega and Easy Gun herself. One of the first geldings by Cherokee to be offered for sale. He carries some of the best bloodlines available in stock horse and quarter horse breeding. Lily was a successful camp drafter, and of course also an open draft winner. This gelding will make a great camp draft or challenge prospect. Take him home and go on with your chosen discipline. This is lot number 83, Barnett's Braveheart. '84 will be the next. Comes in will be Rosalie Park Fortnight, side by Nashville Nightman, the good Hazelwood Conman sire there, and out of the good dam in Soda Mortina. Lovely, quiet young gelding that is a pleasure to have around. His dam in Mortina was placed in Australian Stock Horse Maturities, and also whilst just beginning her camp draft career has already been placed and finalled in many camp drafts. Fortnight's Grand Dam in Soda Cortina has won multiple camp drafts for Lindsay Knight. Marg has retained a 2-year-old full sister to Fortnight and showing great potential under saddle. Fortnight's sire, of course, Nashville Nightman, needs no introduction. He won the 2019 Nutrien Classic Camp Draft and has since placed and finalled consistently in ladies, novice and open camp drafts. We would just like to point out that Fortnight has a small soft tissue swelling on the outside of an ear. It has been examined by the vet and can be considered only a cosmetic blemish. A full vet report is offered there and the vendor's guarantee. That is for lot number 84, Rosalie Park Fortnight. On lot 85, one I'm sure you'd all have a tick alongside. This is J-Bar Bandit, of course, side by Al Capone, and we'd like to bring your attention to the wonderful Al Capone incentives. $30,000 to the winner, $20,000 if second place, or $10,000 for third place. That is the Al Capone incentive for the Epic Camp Draft. A sensible and athletic gelding with a pedigree that promises a big future. One to bring back and compete for those great Al Capone incentives. That was lot 85, J-Bar Bandit. 86 the next on account the Saddler family. This is Relda's Ernie, side by Brown Victory and out of the good dam in Relda's Moscato, who of course goes back to Impressive Destiny there on the top side of her pedigree. Ernie has the kindest nature. He's been handled by kids. He has open draft winners on both sides of his pedigree and should grow into a very nice gelding. All right, and the last of mine, lot 87, comes in on account of the 3B stock horses. This is Bulmer's Arlo, side by Family Attraction and out of the good dam in Relda's Moscato. Bulmer's Arlo is, of course, by the great sire in Clark Family Attraction, and Attraction is out of the Warwick Gold Cup winning mare Clark Family Charm, and by the impressive open sire in Eagle Hustler. Arlo's dam was a great station mare. Arlo will be a fantastic camp draft prospect. Thank you very much, Liz. That was lot number 87, Bulmer's Arlo. On to 88. They just want to get their money's worth out of me up here, so I'll do 88 for the old pensioners before I hand back over. But lot number 88 will be Totter's Ringer, course side by Kirkby Stud Digger. Now to the good dam in Trotter's Twin Spin. You've got a wealth of heritage stock horse breeding throughout the top side of the pedigree and going back to Seligman Spin on the bottom side of the pedigree there. Bred in the purple, this young gelding here. Very tidy gelding by Digger. And of course, the dam in Trotter's Twin Spin is a half-sister to Landmark Classic winner in Bonnie Doon, Kenya Catalina. And her twin brother sold at last year's Epic for $24,000. So you buy a performance pedigree here, ladies and gentlemen, in this young yearling gelding. This is lot number 88, Totter's Ringer. Well, that'll be it from me for now. I'll hand on to Mr. Bruce Birch to continue on.
Righto, so 89, you can put a line through him in your catalogue. He failed to make it, so we're going with number 90, Account of the Outlaw Performance Horse and Livestock Stable down there. Taylor Birch and Jake Williams. Palomino Roan. Gelding 14-3, and we measured him. We'll go on to 14-3 by the wonderful Siren Duck Tulloch, 2 and out of a good Seligman Spin mare and Take a Spin. He's been great to handle, showing plenty of natural ability and suit any discipline, whether you wanted to take him down to the camp draft or challenge track. Wonderful fronted fella, is he? Big upstanding type. He's just a very eye-catching young gentleman. Hey, the Outlaw Performance Horse and Livestock nomination and Outlaw Shiny Duck. Lot number 90, the big creamy fella in front of you. Lot number 91 comes in Account of Bernie McMorran and Rachel Flanagan. This is Barmac Express, hey, by Mr. Bombastic. And out of that very good Gigolo mare and Lawless. You see in Bernie's notes here, he's been to the police fellow, has been a pleasure to have around right from the very beginning. He's easy, very easy going, and by that wonderful sire, as I did say, Mr. Bombastic. So sensible and alert, as they all are. They're bred to work, these fellows. Bernie puts plenty of time in with them. It won't take a lot of getting him ready to ride when you get him home. Out of a very, very competitive stable. A bred to work, bred to camp draft too. The lot number 91 nomination, that was Barmac Express. Right on, another of the Cox family nominations come in. Johnny Wilcox at the helm this time, lot number 92. This is Rye Blue Willie, the second of the horses that they've presented here in this year's Epic. Another one by the Rolex bred Siren Rowley, and out of the Soda O'Reilly mare and Samal Mari. So 14-3, hey. Fold back in the 16th of 2023. You'll see in your footnotes there, the breeding to excel in any chosen field. He's a wonderful camp draft and challenge prospect. He's been very quick to get to handle. He's a very quick learner, and both parents are excellent mustering horses, excellent walkers. So lot number 92. Over there in stable, number P54. He's only been lightly handled due to the extreme wet weather up there in the hills east of Tenterfield. Thanks, Johnny. That was lot 92 and stable P54. Lot number 92A will come in this time, Account of William Bell. This is Rangers Chief, another heritage stock horse. Bay Gelding. Developed to 15-1, this fella is by Rangers Cognac, who went back through Eagle Courage back to Conman, and by Fielders Miss Tiki. So he's a well-grown, flashy and smart gelding, proven to be a quick learner. He's keeping a level head and all the groundwork training that they've put into him. So bred to perform. Your lot number 92A nomination. That time that's Rangers Chief. Account of William Bell. Well, thank you. Lot number 92A will go on. We'll go with this run of colts that we've got. It's got yearling geldings in your catalogue, but that is incorrect. We've got a couple of very, very good colts to show you. And just sit up and pay a bit of attention to these next two lots that'll come through the sale. I've had the opportunity to see and learn a fair bit about them, but the first one's by Cat King Cole. And out of that wonderful mare and Courageous, they're offered on account of Peelvale Proprietary Limited. Not here. Well, there's been a hiccup there. We might go back to them, mate. We'll get them time to bring them over from the truck. They're definitely here. So I reckon we'll go on with lot number 95. Lot number 95, hey, the first of the 5-year-old mares. Yeah, I do. Right, so lot number 95 comes into the arena. Again, LJ Mack and K.A. MacArthur. From out there in Gunnedah, this is Cape Hawk Cinders. Benny Maidens takes another ride, one of his many mounts for the weekend. You'll see there, back through that extended pedigree, a wealth of heritage stock horse bloodlines, right through to the sire of this fella in Sunstream. So Ben lightly worked with Ben just prior to the sale for 4 or 5, 6 weeks. So only been lightly started camp drafting. He spent time working in the feedlot. You see in your footnotes, we'll go all day. Right, so we're watching lot number 95, Cape Hawk Cinders. A mare with a big motor. I was talking to Benny about her. He said she will absolutely go all day, this mare. Still looking for work when the sun goes down. Lot number 95, the 5-year-old chestnut mare. 15-3 hands, Cape Hawk Cinders. Righto, thank you. Thank you. Go over and have a chat to her. If you want to have a chat to Ben, he's brought her up on behalf of the Max and MacArthurs. Be happy to talk to you about your lot number 95 nomination. Righto, so we got Hugh here. We'll just go back over that. So if those viewers on Stock Live, we're just going to go back to lot number 93, and I'd suggest lot 94, back to these 2 yearling colts that I started to tell you so much about. This first particular fellow is by Cat King Cole, and out of a very, very good mare and Courageous. So he's bred in the purple to go cutting, camp drafting or challenging. And as I said, out of that wonderful mare Courageous, who is a cutting and camp draft winner, and a 3/4 brother to Autumn Nurse, who was a very, very successful mare under Hugh's guidance in the cutting arena. I spoke to Hugh a couple of weeks ago on the phone about him, and he said that he thinks a lot of this colt, and the only reason that he's here for sale is that he's a colt. If they were fillies, they'd be retained. But a really showy type. You might have seen some photos of this colt on social media over the last week or two. Actually, both of these fellas. Proper movie star looks about them. But this is your lot number 93 nomination, account of Peelvale Proprietary Limited from Wooloman down there in Tamworth. Account of Hugh Miles. This is King Corey. Thanks, Hugh. Lot number 93. Go and have a chat to Hugh. You won't miss his setup. He's out behind the arena, the stable. Go up to the stables if you wanted to have a closer look to him. But if you wanted to answer any questions, I'm sure that Hugh will only be too happy to talk you through the quality of breeding and bloodlines in that fella. Righto, so lot number 94. Thanks to those viewers on Stock Live. We've just gone backwards to go forwards. Righto, so another one of these yearling colts that are absolutely bred in the purple. This fellow by Smooth Talk and Style out of Crystal Park, Addison's Glory. So on the dam side, a massive depth of performance. His mother was an NCHA Futurity finalist, reserve champion, was the reserve champion at the Darling Downs Cutting Futurity, and believe me, that takes some doing. And his grandmother won the NCHA Futurity champion and is also in the NCHA Hall of Fame. Smooth Talking Sire. The sire was the American Reserve NCHA Futurity Champion and is an $8 million sire. So again, he's been rugged, he's been fed, he's been on a walker, he's been trotted behind the bike. So it's not going to take a whole lot to get that fella under saddle. And I'll tell you what, you'll have a real prospect going forward in any direction that you want to take him and later understand him. He's got enough types and show place and presence about him. Lot number 94. The Chestnut Smooth Talking Style Side Colt. Thank you. You can find him over there too. Going to be on to Hugh if you want him. But he's stabled over there in stable number 94, which is P2. That's the second of those two wonderful colts, Talking Glory. Well, thank you. So we'll go back up along the catalogue. But believe me, this is a mare that's been worth waiting for. Account of Robert and Carolyn Wells from down there in Tamworth. This is Wells' Date with Destiny by Ray Ugata, and out of that beautiful Acres Destiny mare and Destiny Chick. So they call her Gertie. She's a wonderful type. Wellsy's been riding around here over the last couple of days, and that's been quite evident. She's taken everything in her stride. Wellesy's a new vendor, but he's actually my brother-in-law. I've known him for more years than what either of us would like to talk about. But he's never ridden a bad horse. And he'll know that he thinks a lot about the future for this young mare. He's won more camp drafts and more cuttings than what I could ever consider doing. Gets his horses going very, very well, does all the work himself. Sets their foundations really nicely and just gets them going along very, very steadily. So she's a real prospect for the Infinity Draft as we go down track. But she'd certainly be a prospect and a real attribute to any performance horse stable that she goes into. So lot number 96, he's got fingertip control. He's one of the most light-handed riders that you'll ever see. Hey, account of Robert Wells. One to mark up in your books. Lovely type of a mare. That is Wells. Date with Destiny. They call her Gertie. She's over in stable number 30. So go and talk to either Robert or Carolyn. They'll be about. Go and talk to Robert or Carolyn with your lot number 96 nomination. Right, as we march through the catalogue, we'll go down to lot number 97, another one of these good 5-year-old mares, account of Ben Ensby and Rihanna Savins. Right, so watching lot number 97. A 5-year-old mare coming account of Ben Ensby and Rihanna Savins. This is Homeview Sam. A by Malengany Sampson, of course, a Gold Cup winning sire. And out of that Star Black Minstrel mare and Homeview Cherish. So you see in your footnotes that she's a kind, soft, sensible mare. She's done the miles at work and has been lightly introduced to cattle. Starting to rate her cattle well, and there's a pretty fair example of how she's doing that out there on a loose rein. He tracks her cattle beautifully, doesn't she? She's locked onto that beast. That's saltwater grazing. Grazing steer's got his tail up, and she's just working him beautifully. So you don't get often the opportunity to buy these Malengany Sampsons. Hey, the sire of Lloydie Brown's down there, as I did say, a Gold Cup winner. And out of a mare who's also an open camp draft winning stock horse mare. So lot number 97 we're watching. Righto, thank you. Well, that is time. That mare looks like she'd just be a hell of a lot of fun to ride. She's nice through the front. She did absolutely nothing wrong. She did everything in a cool and calm manner. She's a very sensible mare. Lot number 97. You'll find her over in stable number 52. She'd be worth paying a little bit of attention to and putting a few ticks in your catalogue and extending that conversation. Righto, so lot number 98. The Count of Gary Brown from out in the good country around Inverell. Tarwar Spice Girl comes in. Another 5-year-old mares by Classic Acres, hey, and out of that good double dock mare and double take. So you got a wealth of performance and stock horse breeding right back through that extended catalogue by the Acres Siren, Classic Acres, and out of a double dock mare and double take. So bred to Camp Draft, this one, lot number 98. Pedigree strong enough, I'd suggest that later on down the track she'd make a wonderful brood mare. So we passed a note from Gary that this mare was purchased for the Epic, but wet weather buggered that. Gary would be interested in riding her in the draft next year, and she does qualify. She was nominated this year, so she qualifies for next year, and we carry those incentives over. So for the successful purchaser, if you just wanted that, you can put Gary back in the saddle, and he'll ride her through the draft next year if you didn't want to do so yourself. But I reckon just giving her breeding, she might be a hard one to give back if you bought her. We are watching. Gary Brown's nomination in tomorrow's Epic Sale, lot number 98. This is Tarwar Spice Girl. So plenty of performance in that mare's extended pedigree. Thank you, Gary. Sorry, we'll see what you can do next year. Unfortunately, just the weather messed up his attempts at winning all the loot this year. I'll hand the microphone over, I reckon, to Mr. O'Reilly to take you through the next lot.
Thank you, Bruce. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to have so many sponsors here this afternoon. If you recognise one of the sponsors of this terrific sale, be sure to thank them very much for their support throughout the sale here tomorrow, of course, and obviously each and every year they keep coming back and supporting this terrific event. Lot number 99 in the pre-works here this afternoon on account of E. Johnson and Jack Ferguson. Here, local man here at Dangsley. Of course, the Siren Tail Vale do it all. Acres Destiny up there on the top side on the DM2 and Indra Jess. Better known as Jazzy, of course, this particular mare. 2019 drop. Broken in late, of course, during to being in the dam paddock. Long days mastering with Jack with his contracting business. This is lot number 99. Bella Roll, that Jazz. That time of the day, of course, if you're looking for a liquid refreshment, be sure to go over to John's Bar. Grab yourself a liquid refreshment. If you're looking for something to eat, of course, our trade sites are happy to keep you entertained in that department. This is lot number 99 on account of Johnson and Ferguson Syndicate. And that'll be time, Jack. That will be time. Just while you're flicking over your catalogue, of course, a big congratulations to Gary and Nettie Wen and their wonderful team up there at Gracemere. They had a terrific sale there a few weeks ago, and as you've seen their yearling sale, it was something spectacular to watch. Anything different to the sale at CQ Sale, you get around in a singlet, and if you're in the Epic here at Armidale, you get around with a jacket. Put a line through lot number 100. We go down to lot number 101 in the draw now on account of Saltwater Grazing. Not only a grand vendor, but our absolutely terrific cattle donor. A big thank you to Tony, Dom and Ruby Menkins. They front up each and every year with a line of F1 waggers. This is lot number 101. Wilmore Halley, of course, by Silky Destiny. Out of Annie Oakley on the dam side. Presented here this afternoon by Mitchell Hoy from H Diamond Performance Horses. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this particular lot in number 101 had an injury as prior to the Epic there. It comes with a full guarantee. She just had a slight little cut, and Tony Menkins is more than happy to take you through that little injury, of course, but comes with a full guarantee. It hasn't affected her here in the pre-works. This is lot number 101. Of course, we all knew Annie Oakley there. An open camp drafting mare, winning numerous open camp drafters. She's been cutting, of course, prior to the Epic on Bang Tang and Wagyu cattle. Terrific start to the sale. This is lot number 101. Here's a mare with a bright future. A terrific Infinity prospect, this particular mare. Each year, the Infinity Camp Draft and, of course, the Epic, we keep trying to make those incentives as good as we can. That'll be time. Thank you, Mitch. That will be time at lot number 101. That was Wilmore Halley. Over to the geldings now on account of Carl Anderson, and that he has too, Bruce. A great supporter of the Epic Camp Draft and Sale each and every year. This is Emu Gully, Lighter Tenant. Of course, the Siren Hayden Legacy. The damn side two in Romani on the homebred mare. Luna Tenant is well-schooled gelding. He's been on the Mechanical Cow prior to the Epic as well. A big stop on this particular fellow. Certainly great on the ground too to do anything with, whether it's catch, shoe or float, anything after a spell. This particular fellow handles it in his stride. This is a lot number 102. Just the length to run on this particular fellow. Big, strong horse, been like in an armchair, I reckon. A wonderful prospect here for the Kempsey Cowgirl. This is lot number 102. All the effort and time it takes to put in these easy-going geldings. You want to go to a camp draft and win each and every weekend. That'll be time, thank you, Carl. That will be time. Certainly one for a tick in the catalogue if you're looking to be in a competitive camp draft each and every weekend. A wonderful horse to have on the farm as well. That was lot number 102. You can find him in stable number 51. Stable number 51. Lot number 103 is in camp now. Lot number 103. Over the page, this is Okie KD. On account of Michael McEwen, of course, you can see the cutout extraordinaire. If there's a cutout to be won and run down there on the Maclay, you'll see that particular fellow at the pay window. Of course, talking about cutouts too, if you're looking to invest in the cutout, the AAM investment have put up $1,000 plus the winner takes all in the prize pool. So you're competing nearly up to $4,000 if you'd like to put yourself into that cutout. We have 48 competitors and there is 12 spots remaining. If you're under the age of 25, there's an extra $500 bonus. This is lot number 103. He's been broken in. He's been turned out for 18 months, this particular fellow. This is Okie KD. He's got a wonderful length to rein. He's quiet. He's a big, strong, athletic gelding. The other full brothers in this particular fellow, Shorty KD, is one between $30,000 to $40,000 in the cutting pen. He's an NCHA non-pro futurity reserve champion in 2012. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot to offer about this particular fellow in lot number 103. And that'll be time. Thank you, Campbell. That will be time. There's one to put a tick in the catalogue. You may just need a step ladder, but don't let that worry. You'll have him on the truck for a long time. And a serious competition horse in that fellow there. You can see what the Shorter Full Brothers and lifetime earnings up to $40,000 there in Shorty KD. Thank you, Campbell. Lot number 105. On account of Jennifer Donadell, of course, from out there at Tenterfield, signed by Hanson Marnie. And that AM2, of course, Anson Mona Lisa. This particular young gelding, he's a very well-natured young fellow too. He's great to shoe and catch, and all those vices are absolutely covered in this particular fellow. This is lot number 105. On account of Jennifer Donadell. Alrighty, if anyone is missing two horses, there's a chestnut and a brown, which would be in a lot of trucks. They have both been caught and tied up at the Saddler truck. So if you do get back to your stables or you get back to your little pens and you're missing two horses, they've been caught and tied up at the Saddler truck. Thank you to young Clay Saddler. This is lot number 105, this particular fellow. On account of Jennifer, Ainson Marnie. Goes back to Marnie's destiny. Holly Thomas doing a wonderful job in the saddle as well in the pre-works. That'll be time. Thank you, Holly. That will be time. That was lot number 105. My gee, we've got some great horses coming to you here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for breeding, you're looking for performance, this could be one to watch in the pre-works. This is lot number 106. On account of Andrew and Carolyn Burns there from Maclay Equine, EV Miss Nerida. That's Ira Course in Black Too Soon. A half-sister to EV Costa. You saw that particular horse in the cutout here last night. I've seen that horse campaign. He's a very competitive sire for the Burns family. Lot number 106. A stunning black mare. Caro always brings a terrific one to the epic, and this is yet another one to a flying change with a terrific stop here. Of course, as you can see, a half-sister to EV Costa, and of course Costa side EV. The amount of time and preparation that Caro puts into the horses each and every year. This is certainly a good one to keep an eye on in your catalogue. This is lot number 106, EV Miss Merida. Absolutely no fuss on a cow. And that'll be time, thanks, Caro. That will be time. That was lot number 106. I'd say she might be heading up to Tenterfield, that particular mare, but we'll see where we end up in the auction tomorrow afternoon at lot number 106. Lot number 107 on account of Peter and Julie Donnelly from up there at Glendennis. This is Optimum Anthea. Side by Darley's Play Rio, the 2018 drop mare. You've got Blue Moon Mystic on the dam side too in Stephen Stud Sapphire. This particular mare, of course, campaigning very well, been to 2 camp drafts, the Glenina Show in the maiden camp draft, equal top score of 89 points and placed 4th. The Inverell Show novice camp draft, equal top score of another 89 and placed 4th. She's been mastering, she's been brought along nicely by Sam Donnelly in the saddle here this afternoon. Also topped in the placed in the top 8 in the Epic Incentive Camp Draft here last year. This is Optimum Anthea. Davies Play Rio, the sire of this particular lot, 107 grey mare. One for the whole family to ride to, of course. It takes a very hard to find in today's world that one mum can jump on, dad can jump on, the kids can go in the junior and juvenile camp drafting divisions. That was lot number 107. Thank you, Sam. Optimum Anthea. 2 camp drafts this year, 89 in the novice, 89 in the maiden. Terrific Infinity Prospect there. That was lot number 107. Lot number 108's out, so we go across the page to lot number 109. With a count of 3B stock horses, of course, Damien and Liz Baum are up there at Tenterfield. If there's a horse sale on, those guys are always a part of a horse sale and always bring a good one. This is Ezzy's Rosella. The buckskin mare too by Kadipes Conray. And of course on the dam side too, an Ezzy's Egret. We all know the performance on the dam side too of Ezzy's Egret. Lockie, of course, winning numerous camp drafts on the dam side on that particular mare. Rosella, she's a beautifully natured horse with a wonderful temperament. And extremely cowy too. You can see Chloe Thomas presenting on behalf of the 3B stock horses here this afternoon. Certainly the bidder registration system is live and open over at the APL Equine office. If you would like to register, and we highly recommend you do so, please go over and get yourself an early bid card. If you're listening online, be certain to fill out your registration. If you need a hand with any of that, the Stock Live team would be ever too happy to help you. Also, a big thank you to their operation. They are sponsoring the cutouts here tonight, $1,000. The jackpot open, and obviously if you're under 25 years of age and you are the winner, it'll be another jackpot fight. The highest rider, the highest point rider under the age of 25, $500. A big thank you to Double AM. Lot number 109. Just trying to get as much as we can for him, Bruce. That'll be time. Thank you very much. Lot number 109. Oh, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. You'd see that on the Stock Live, the temperament of this particular mare.
Any other tricks?
Lot number 110. On to the start of the geldings this time. The 6-year-old geldings on account of Matthew and Anna Barwick from down there at Walker. Sired by conductor, of course, of the terrific sire that Hugh Myers campaigned there for many, many years. Open camp drafting stallion on the dam side too, and Kintali Harmonies Quartet. Absolutely easy-going gelding, this particular fellow. He's been well prepared for the Epic Charlotte. Terrific stop. A flying change. This is Kintali Intermission. He's absolutely set, as he has been since he's come into the pre-works. You ask him to stop, flying change. He can do everything he's been asked of. Easy to catch. Anything you like, shoe, float, clip, etc. Extensive mastering a course down there at Elliston Station in his previous livelihood. He's been used to break in ponies. He's quiet, he's cool, absolutely no nonsense at all. Worked on the flag, he's been worked with Buffalo. The Medline also goes back to Music and Harmony. Certainly well-respected DMs in the Kent Drafting Syndicate. This is a lot number 110 on account of the Barwick family. And that'll be time. Thank you, Matthew. That will be time. Now hand over to Andrew Somerville. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, Blako. Right, so continue on right along there on the 6-year-old geldings account. Karen Williamson from up there at Glen Innes. Lot number 112 we've got presented to you here, Carolat Conjob. He's a direct son of Hazelwood Conman. I was talking to Kerrod earlier. He said he's a beautiful, good, quiet gelding. He's consistently finaling and placing most weekends wherever he goes. He said it'd be very sad to see him go. He's just an all good round horse, ready to perform, put on the truck, take him out and have some fun. He's out of a very competitive mare in Carolat Diamond Lil, who of course is by Docs Argyle, who goes back to Doc Spinifex. CJ, as they call him, direct son of Conman, to go and have plenty of fun on. You can see why he's making finals every weekend. Beautiful gelding, 6-year-old gelding, tracking a cow perfectly. One to put on the truck and have plenty of fun. Thanks, Kerrod. That'll be time. Congratulations on the presentation of that gelding. You can find him in stable 47. Move right along, ladies and gentlemen. Lot number 113 comes in account. Royce Howard from down there at Singleton with the gelding they called Howard's Rain Man. Just a quick disclosure on this fella. He can win suck if he's tied up near a rail, just so everyone knows. And he did just pull up a bit sore there on Monday. He's been in light work since, but he did just tie up there a bit on Monday, but he's been in light work since, and you can see him getting around here today. So full disclosure from our vendors, which is excellent. He's by the sire Nashville Nightman, who obviously by Hazelwood Conman, who needs absolutely no introduction to the horse world. He's out of a good dam in Howard's Rochelle, who's obviously by Brown Victory and goes back to Romeo on the bottom side. Another one of these well-presented geldings. Ben Maytom presenting him here in the ring. Doing a pretty handy job as always. This particular gelding's had 2 camp draft starts. In his first one he got a 21 in the yard and he's run an 84. So he's ready to go, ready to perform. Watching a cow well. That's time, thanks Ben. You can find him in stable number 10. Just put a line through lot number 114, unfortunately didn't get here. If we can have lot number 115 come in. Lot number 115 comes in account Matthew and Anna Barwick from Walker in Kintali Oaks Avenue. Another 6-year-old gelding, side by Oaks Acorn. He's attractive and smart gelding. He's a very good walker. He's educated and ready to put on the truck and compete. He's been worked on the flag and buffalo in the lead up to the sale. Half siblings have been retained in the stud. His sire Oaks Acorn was a national ASHS Futurity winner and multiple camp draft winner. He is side Open camp draft winners and ASH National Open Challenge champions. The dam of this particular gelding is Mirandi Diva, carries Heritage Stock Horse lines of Star Black, Minstrel and Master Luke. She's a multiple ASH working class and challenge winner. Thanks very much. That'll be time. You can find him in stable 53, Kintali Oaks Avenue. Lovely 6-year-old gelding. Move right along there. Lot number 116 comes in account the Cowley family from Gresford in New South Wales. Another 6-year-old gelding. 15 two hands high. Plenty of scope and stretch in him. He's by the siren Osland Pastures Casanova, who's by Oak's Destiny. He goes back to Doc's Freckle Oak. He's out of the dam in Colours Catastrophic, who's by Arundel Cadson, and goes back to Arundel Caddy. So some good breeding in the background of this horse. Good contender for the Infinity. Presented here by Georgia Cameron. This particular horse, he's done plenty of miles mustering. They have retained a full brother to this gelding. Needs suit intermediate rider. He's ready to draft. Thank you very much. That's lot number 116. You can find him in stable block 35. Just put a line through lot number 117 as we move on to the 7-year-old mares. Just put a line through lot number 117. Unfortunately, is not here. We'll move along to lot number 118. Comes out of that good Tenterfield country there on account of 3B stock horses. The Bulmer family. Nandai Impressive. It's a 15-hand high 7-year-old mare. Side by Impressive Destiny. Is of course by Acres Destiny. And out of the dam in Nandai Capri. He goes back to Romeo. Nice easy going mare with good conformation. As they always do, they've done plenty of mustering on this mare. She's not yet been started at a camp draft, but she has great potential and ready to go onto your truck. Good foundation put on this mare, as always, coming out of the Bulmer stable up there at Tenterfield. That'll be time. Thank you very much. That's lot number 118, Nandai Impressive. You can find her in stable block 41. Ladies and gentlemen, next in, we have lot number 119, account Adam and Ali Sadler. Another 7-year-old mare in Relder's Moscato. She's 15 hands high. Beautiful black mare by the siren Redlas Lineker, who's by Impressive Destiny, and out of the Glenrock Station mare. Relder's Moscato has done a mix of work. She's been to a feedlot, contract mustard in Queensland, and general property work. This particular mare has carried a foal naturally, and she's by the same dam as Joe Burgess' open mare Avalon Illusion. She hasn't yet had a start in a camp draft due to being a work mare. But by the way this mare's going, looks like she could easily be put on the truck. Mare that's getting down well and working the cow. Well and truly ready to go on the truck by the looks of that. That'll be time, thank you. Opportunity there to purchase a mare that's done plenty of work. Lot number 119, you can find her in stable 34. Righto, move right along now to lot number 120. Comes in on account LRF Pastoral from Oberon in New South Wales. Beautiful big bay mare standing at 15 two hands. Very easy to look at as she gets around the ring. Zilkaz Margot. She's sired by the Wolf of Wall Street, obviously by Hazelwood Conman. Goes back to Hazelwood Romantic Oak on the bottom side of the size line there, and she's out of the dam in Zika's Reba, who's by Bluff Downs Bega, who goes back to Warren Bry Omega. She's done a season up north muster in this particular mare. She finals most weekends with consistent camp scores of 22s and 23s and has run scores of up to 90. Brought along slowly, a 7-year-old mare that put the try home the blue ribbon next weekend. That'll be time, thanks. That's lot number 120, Zilka's Margot. You can find her there in stable 43. Beautiful bay mare. Continue on with these 7-year-old mares in lot number 121. Comes in on account Ben Cox from down there at Coolah. Pimpama Margot. I was talking to Ben here this morning, and he said this mare does just come with a vet certificate. She's had an allergic reaction, and she has multiple formations around the neck from hives, but it's getting a lot better, and there's a vet certificate that can be viewed if you want to see one. So he also said she's done plenty of work. She's had a few camp draft starts. She's quick to catch her cattle. Just an all-round handy mare, he said. She's by the sire in Pampama Destitute, who's by Acres Destiny. And out of the dam in Echo over Broadway, who goes back to Doc's Freckle Oak. She's done all the groundwork. Nice mare that's ready to go on the truck and win you a ribbon or two. Thanks, Ben. That'll be time. That's lot 121. You can find her in stable block 48. Righto, move right along there now. Lot number 122 comes in account Trickle Creek Performance Horses from down there at Gunnedah in Trotters Jolene. It's a 14-3 hand high bay mare by the sire in Palmer's El Condo, who needs no introduction. Goes back to Hazelwood Comman and Palmer's Brazil. She's out of the dam in Ashcat Jima, who is a multiple camp draft winning mare. Just seeing the horse world so much now, it means so much to be coming out of these performance mares. Here's your opportunity to buy a 7-year-old mare side by Palmer's El Condo out of a perform mare. They're not making these Palmer's El Condos anymore, and everything I hear in the horse world, they're very, very highly rated. So here's your opportunity to buy one of them. The vendors have bred a filly out of this mare, which they will be retaining. This particular mare has done plenty of mustard in steep country. She's done Savoyard's work. She's got the grounding. She's well and truly ready to go on with. Beautiful 7-year-old mare. That'll be time. Thanks very much. That's lot 122. You can find her in stable 32. Thanks very much. I'll hand you over to Liam Kirkwood.
Righto, thanks Andy. Moving on now to lot number 123, this time on account of Ben and Gemma Clark. This is She's a Henry. It was side by Hard Hat Henry and Out of the Good novice stock horse mare. A genuine quiet mare who has had recent cutting training with Steve Byrne. Be ready to take on, put the polish on, come back and be very, very competitive in future years' competition here at the Epic. This is lot number 123. Ben and Gemma Clark's nomination, She's a Henry. She is stabled over there in lot number 29 in stable number 29, I beg your pardon, for anyone wanting to have a closer inspection later this afternoon. Just a big thank you to those vendors that did come over and see us this morning in the auctioneer and vendor meetings. And just a reminder to those of you who didn't, it is integral that you please come and find your auctioneer prior to the sale tomorrow, just to discuss reserves so that the sale can flow through smoothly. So if any of those people who didn't come and catch up with their auctioneer this morning, if you could please make every effort to do that this afternoon, preferably before things close, before the cutout's finished and the bar opens, that'd be great. Well, that'll be time. Thank you very much. Doesn't look like 124 is with us, so we'll move on to 125 when the arena's clear. A reminder that there is still a few spots left in that cutout, so we encourage you to get over there. If you would like to nominate, please get over and do it in the next 10 minutes or so. We'll be taking up to 60 competitors, and then we will be closing it off at whatever we end up with. So a reminder there, $4,000 cutout, and of course the $500 bonus to the highest scoring competitor under 25 years of age. On to lot number 125 now, the first of the 7-year-old geldings through this afternoon on account of Ben Maidham. This is Antique Spinner, the gelding side by Seligman Spin, and of course Out of the Good Dam in Antiquity, who goes back to Doc Spinifex herself there on the top side of her pedigree. Spinner is a very athletic gelding who has done the miles in the hills at Elliston with Megan Palmer. He will excel in either cow, horse, challenge or challenge disciplines. Lot number 125, Antique Spinner. Thanks very much, Ben. That'll be time now for lot 125, Antique Spinner. You'll be able to have a look at him over in stable number 12 later on this afternoon. All right, lot number 125A, the next on account of Mindu partnership, of course, with Mitch Hoy in the saddle here this weekend. This is Illawong, Tell 'em I'm Hot. The gelding side by Hot as Hell and Out of the Good Dam in Tell 'em I'm Jazzy. Wonderful quarter horse pedigree here in this gelding. From a champion cutting and camp draft mare. Very good gelding to ride. Still a maiden camp horse, having placed second in the 2024 Infinity Draft, and has also had numerous other placings. He's recently done a season mustering in the north. It suit the competitive camp draft home. He's just knocking on the door of winning a maiden. This is lot number 125A on a Canamindu partnership. Illawong, Tell 'em I'm Hot. Only a couple of weeks ago, he happened to run an 89 up at the CQ Performance Horse Camp Draft at Paradise Lagoons. Did place second in last year's Infinity Camp Draft, so he's knocking on the door here. Lot number 125A, Illawong, Tell 'em I'm Hot. And thanks, Mitch. That'll be time. You'll be able to go and have a look at that fellow later on this afternoon in stable number 3. Stable 3. Lot 126, the next we'll have, I reckon. This is the gelding they call Spin and Play. Smart Spinning Acres gelding, and of course out of the good Playboy Roy Dam in Yugle Can You Play? A perfect maiden horse for the competitive camp drafter here offered this weekend. Spin and Play has had extensive training with Duddy Performance Horses and Tom Matheson. He's also had experience in the feedlot environment as well as stock work at home. He's been brought along very slowly and has just begun his camp drafting career. He's a very soft, cowy, easy to have around gelding. Absolutely no problems around other horses, and is ready to be a serious camp draft competitor. This is lot number 126, Spin and Play. Gelding, you're going to have plenty of fun on in the future. He's only been brought along slowly, having just begun his camp drafting career. He's ready to go on with one that will suit the competitive rider. Lot number 126, Spin and Play. And that'll be time. Thanks, Tom. From one good gelding to the next, lot number 127, the next on account of Will Mewburn. This is Benalla, he's a Chisholm. The gelding sired by Docs Chisholm, and out of the good dam in one more, she's Alina. Of course, a wealth of quarter horse breeding throughout the pedigree there. You've got Tasser and Smart, Tassalina, Doc Spinifex. Bred to be a very competitive horse. He's a big, strong and sound gelding. Bred to suit the camp draft and or challenge arenas. He was competed in last year's Epic Camp Draft, but has only had limited starts since due to the owner's work commitments. He's had several stints mustering and has been ridden by all members of the family. He's a pleasure to have around, ready to excel in your chosen discipline. He was set to be drafted here this weekend, so I'd imagine that the new owner will be able to put him on the truck as of next weekend and to go away and be very, very competitive in a camp draft. He's had the right start to life, but unfortunately, just due to work commitments, has had limited opportunities. This is lot number 127, Benalla, he's a Chisholm. That's time, thank you. You'll be able to have a closer look at that gelding, lot number 127 in stable number 40. The last of mine for this afternoon is lot number 128 on account of Scott Kedsley. This is Highlight Cloud 9. Gelding that stands at 14.3 out of the good dam in Pepto's MS Magic. The good Pepto stylish oak dam on the bottom side of the pedigree there. Cloud 9 is a very easy-going gelding. He's done plenty of miles and has placed consistently in maiden, novice and juvenile camp drafts. He's been ridden and competed by a 16-year-old. He's an easy-going gelding that's ready to go on with. He's done plenty of miles mustering and he's achieved plenty of places in numerous camp drafts, consistently placing in your maiden, novice and juvenile events. All his life ahead of him there at only 7 years of age, many, many years of Infinity Camp Draft competition here at the Epic in years to come, and of course that crossover with the CQ Performance Horse Sale incentives up there at Paradise Lagoons. This is lot number 128, Highlight Cloud 9. And that'll be time, thank you. That fellow will be stabled over in stable number 55 for any further inspection there this afternoon. Well, that's the last of mine for this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very, very much for your attendance here. I'll now hand you over to Mr. Bruce Birch to continue on.
Righto, thanks to Liam, and once again thank you for coming down as we go on in catalogue order with number 130, another one of your 7-year-old geldings, this time account of Baha Grazing. This is Bulmer's Prince, ladies and gentlemen, by that wonderful Gold Cup winning sire in Samson, out of a pop gun mare too, so hey, a wealth of stock horse breeding there, and camp draft winners top and bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, he was second in a draft up there at Red Range only a matter of weekends ago. Prince is a quiet, well-mannered, easy-going gelding. He's had plenty of miles mustering in steep country. He's done some recent contract mustering stints down there and around the country around Kuplakarapa, so he's been up and down the hills, plenty used to wet saddle cloths. It was sold here a couple of years ago or last year by Curtis Cherry, and I mentioned Curtis there before. Nothing bad ever comes out of that Curtis Cherry stable. He's well-bred, he's well-trained, and he's ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. He's only been lately started, but as I did say, he ran second in a big draft up at Red Range there the other day, and he started making several finals. He's only offered for sale, as you'll see in your footnotes, as the vendor just requires a slightly bigger horse or to stand further back from the buffet. Mitch Hoy doing a wonderful job. He was a man in the saddle the other day up there at Red Range when he ran that second place. He's actually been questioning the decision as to why they are selling a gelding as good as this fellow. But anyway, as I said, the horse isn't going to grow and the vendor's not going to shrink. So he's here for genuine sale. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your lot 130 nomination on account of Baha Grazing from up there at Gyra. He's a good one. Mark him up in your catalogue. You can find him over there in stable number 2, I reckon. Stable number 2, going to have a yarn to Mitch about him. I know he thinks a lot of that particular nomination. Thanks, Mitch. We're going with the 8-year-old mares now. Lot 131 comes in account of Dylan McKinnon. Right in the saddle this time. This is Rodlaw Trixination. A 15-1 hand-high mare by retail this time. And out of that good Sun-Eye mare, or the line of good Sun-Eye mares that often come out of that country out there at up in the Hordern Valley in Trixie. So you can take it from me, she would have done miles and miles up there in the hills in and around the Hordern Valley country. Well, she's only been lightly started in drafts. She has been placing in a few and filing in a few maidens. She's been ridden by a lady rider. She's been ridden by a novice a lady and a junior rider. They have bred some foals out of it, as you'll see in your footnotes. And they have been retained in this wonderful Rodlaw string of horses out there from the Hordern Valley. This is your lot 131 nomination. Rodlaw Trixination, nominated here this afternoon, to be sold tomorrow by Dylan McKinnon. As Liam just did say too there before, we missed several vendors over there at the vendors meetings this morning. If you could come and try and see your respective auctioneer, the people that have announced your pre-works, we do need to get those reserves signed off before tomorrow's sale, which commences at 10 a.m, not 11 a.m, as I may have inadvertently said last night. I was working on Queensland time, Liam. That was for you. Righto, thanks, Rod. That is time. That is your 131 nomination. Count of Dylan McKinnon. You can find her over in stable number 37. Righto, so we continue on with some of these wonderful open age horses, including the next one, lot 132, account of Sharon and Michael Maidham. A side by Millbrook Reaction, this mare. She's 15-1. Benny Maidham takes another ride through the Epic Ring. As you'll see in your footnotes, she's done a couple of stints of mustering in and around the hills around Walker. Nice, big, strong, smooth travelling mare. And she's out of a very good mare in Maidham's Miss Chrissy. There's, of course, the AB Sarah all-round horse. And a winner of multiple camp drafts. So a very strong maternal line behind this mare. And by that, very good heritage stock horse stallion in Millbrook Reaction. Righto, so the big, strong bay mare, 15-1 when she was measured. Lot number 132 out of the Maidham stable. A beautiful travelling mare. She's just flattened out and travelling really nicely under the guidance of Benny Maidham with a very light grasp on the reins. Thanks, Ben. She's a mare to mark up into your catalogue too, and if you need to go and have further do further inspections of her, she's over in stable number 11. So works the cow beautifully, just relaxed and walked out there, as so many of Ben's mounts do. Right, so that was lot number 132. 133 sneaks into the arena on the account of the Mathieson family from Ben Lomond. They pay a bit of attention here too. The first of these 8-year-old geldings, but by gee, there's some opportunities in these open age geldings that will go forward, and this one's no exception to that rule. Neon Playboy, by that wonderful sire, and one more Playboy, and out of the Spinifex bred mare in Neon Moon. He started his career late only just because he was born into both a drought and COVID, coming out at 19. He had all his foundation training completed by Luke McEwen, and then followed by a season up in the north, mustering with young Tom Mathieson. Jimmy's in the saddle this time. He's been competing at camp drafts by all members of the family and lady riders throughout 2024. He's consistently final wherever he's gone, this fella. Neon Playboy out of the Mathieson stable, and I tell you what, they never put a bad one on their truck. So if he's been in their camp for a while and he's been placing and finaling in camp drafts, you know he's good. He'll be bred right, he'll be trained right. Wonderful prospect for the Infinity Draft from next year, and for the rest of his natural life. We are watching in nomination 133, account of the Mathieson family. This is Neon Playboy. Wonderful supporters of the epic sale and concept, the Mathieson family, through their business Beef Trans. Thanks, Jim. That's time, mate. I know you're having a heap of fun out there. It's a shame to end it all, but that is time. So you can find Neon Playboy over in stable number 17. Go and talk to the Mathieson family. They're hard to walk into the arena. So go and talk to any one of the Mathieson family about that fellow. Hey, Tom comes in this time. Tommy Mathieson on Cool Pines, another one of these 8-year-old geldings. Very, very well performed, followed by a Cool Acre. Of course, was by Acre's Destiny out of the Freckle Oak own daughter and Nina's Oak. So quality of breeding in this fella too. You'll see in your footnotes that they suggested he'd suit any cow horse discipline. Tom's had him up north, up and around the country, north of Camberwell, north of Cloncurry and up to Camberwell over the past 3 years. And he's made many finals in high-level company. So he's an easy horse to have about. He loves to track and work a cow. So making those finals and placing up there in the camp draft circuit in North Queensland, where so many of those good camp draft riders come from. So it's no mean feat to be up and around the ribbon winners up there. He's only about 8-year-old, so he's got a world of time left in his sleeve. I reckon you could put him on the truck next weekend, this fella, and bring home the ribbons. Beautifully balanced, travels well. Nice and cool and calm. Featherlight grip on the reins, had Tom in the saddle. Turns him on, turns him off. We're watching lot number 134 for those viewers on Stock Live. If he looks as good as on that platform as what he does here, I'd suggest that you should pay a bit of attention to him tomorrow. He's over in stable 18 for those people that are here. You can go and have a look at him. Thanks, Tom. Good job. That was Cool Pines. Hey, another one of these going geldings. You'd have a heap of fun with him, with all the work's already done on him. He's over in stable number 18. The count of Tom Mathieson, lot 134. Right, so 134 goes out, 135 comes in, a count of Troy Hagenbach. This fellow's Dark Invader, a 2016 drop gelding, of course, makes him another one of these good 8-year-old geldings. And there's a fantastic run of them through here too. This fellow's by the Heritage Stock Horse Sire in One Direction. By him and out of the good Abbey bred mare and Ellie. 15 one hands. He's a lovely fronted horse. He's fine through the shoulder. Big, smooth, travelling brown gelding. He's done extensive stock walk over the last 4 or 5 years. He's only had a handful of camp draft starts for minor ribbons and placings. Been ridden by both members of the family. He's been taken along slowly, and he's now ready to go and have a very competitive camp draft future. He's got the maturity, he's got the type, he's got the training, and he's got the miles behind him. lot number 135. The count of Troy Hagenbeck, Dark Invader. Righto, thanks. That's time, Troy. Thank you, mate. Lot number 135. Hey, if you want to go over and have a bit of a catch-up with him, he's stable over in stable number 56. Looks like he'd be a lovely horse. You could ride him all day. Lot number 135. Lot number 136 will come in, and there's been a world of interest in this fella on social media. And just before he does come in, he's offered on behalf of Jim and Beck Ryan. This is Darby in the saddle. He's done all the training on the horse. Both he and his sister, little sister Tilly, ride this fella. This is Bobadil Axe, ladies and gentlemen. Sit up and pay a bit of attention here. He's by Chisholm and out of the Freckle Oak own daughter and Isabel. You'll see he's been drafted and challenged by ladies, men, juveniles, everybody's done. He's been consistent in his camp draft career, finally in maiden, novice and open drafts. He's won numerous cutouts. Darby Ryan puts a proper handle on these horses. Look at this fella get down and work. I tell you what, if you're watching on Stock Live, but I know so many of you are from Victoria through to South Australia paying attention to this particular fella, you want to look very closely. He does absolutely nothing wrong, this horse. I know him quite well. I've seen Darb on him. I've seen Tilly on him. He's a lovely, quiet-natured horse to have about, fully trained, ready to go. On account of Jim and Beck Ryan. And actually, Jim sent me a text before. They're both here. I didn't catch up with them last night, but Jim and Beck are here. They run a magnificent event up there in Dalby in the month of September called the Congress. It's a challenge. It's a camp draft, and it's a very, very good event, very professionally run. Mark it up in your calendars. Get up there. But they've sent me a text there before. They're going to put some money over the bar tonight while the cutout shootout's on behalf of the Congress. So we thank Jim and Beck Ryan, for the consignment of this wonderful, wonderful roan horse that we're watching Darby work on this saltwater steer in. Yes. And also for that very kind gesture that putting the money on the bar. So, and I think that's not just for staff members. I think that's for the general public. Righto, thanks, Darb. I know how much you think of this horse, and so does the whole family. There'll be some tears shed tomorrow when this fella finds a new stable, ladies and gentlemen. But put a couple of ticks next to him. That's slot number 136, Bobadil Axe, offered on account of Jim and Beck Ryan. Righto, they keep coming in this time. This is Chisholm's Diego, lot number 137. Another of the Chisholm side, good going geldings. A 9-year-old fellow, and out of the Spinifex bred mare in Gunbar's Gal. Kind, smooth travelling gelding, has plenty of miles mustering and station work. He's only had limited camp draft starts, but he's made finals. He's placed in draft. What a wonderful depth of breeding. Imagine what he'd be worth if he was a mare. Righto, so we're watching this 9-year-old gelding. Lot number 137 comes up from the good country. Comes up from the good country down around Scone, where so many of these good horses, these good camp draft horses come out of. Hey, he's beautifully balanced. He's ready, set to go, that fella. He's mature. He's fully trained. Lot number 137. You can find him over in stable number 57. 57. Right, so if you are the owner of a Ford ERJ54Q, ERJ54Q would ask you to immediately move that vehicle. It's blocking a truck. So it's a Ford Ford Everest, ERJ54Q. Could you move that vehicle, please, immediately? Righto, thank you. That is time. Lot number 137. You'll find that 9-year-old gelding Chisholm's Diego over in stable number 57. Righto, so lot number 138 comes in, the first of the 10-year-old mares by Bald Hill Sizzler this time. And out of the good top line mare and Toppy's Top Secret. So, Heritage Stock Horse breeding, top and bottom. A ton of rideability in this good mare. She spent plenty of miles. She's had a lot of miles, a lot of wet saddle pads. She only started drafting last year. Her mother was a very good open camp draft mare in Top Secret, campaigned by Blake and Graham Finlayson. So she's bred right by Bald Hill Sizzler out of a very good mare line. Your lot number 138 nomination. I tell you what, she's shows plenty of interest in her cattle too, for only being started drafting last year. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hey, the ability to have a lot of fun for the next few years camp drafting that mare, and the pedigree to then retain her and breed some wonderful foals out of her. She's got a tremendous depth of breeding lines, all those good heritage stock horse bloodlines right back through her extended pedigree. But in the interim, you could have a whole lot of fun chasing cattle around on her. It is your lot number 138 nomination, nominated by Chad Welsh. This is Stonebrook Spice. So you say that Stonebrook prefix too needs no introduction. They're bred to work and bred to play. Put a couple of ticks next to her. She's in stable number 58 if you want to go and have a closer inspection of her. Stable number 58. For lot number 138, thank you very much. The counter, Chad Welsh. So a good mare goes out and a good one comes in. Matho takes the ride this time in the Mathewson and Seagrave family's nomination. This is alley time. Hey, the good chestnut mare. By time's up. And out of Peelvale Rain. So this mare has done it all. She's won a non-pro futurity at Scone. There's been a 16-year-old rider, the 16-year-old first-time rider that placed second at a grassroots cutting in the Northern Rivers cutting only last month. He was 1 point off winning the buckle. So she could go either direction, ladies and gentlemen. She's fully cutting and camp drafting trained. She's won a maiden and one novice. She's very competitive. She's had scores at recently at Maclean, 91 and 92s. She's won numerous cutouts. She's won numerous drafts. She's super soft and cowy in the cutout yard and outside when she's on the arena. As I say, she's run numerous scores of 90 plus. She's just now ready for another family to take her on and have some fun. You can see she's got a wonderfully kind nature, this mare. Again, we see her week in, week out around the camp draft circuit down here. She's easy to have around, but she's just ultra competitive. Does it all with a minimum of fuss, but really, really excels on cattle, ladies and gentlemen. She'll get down low and work a cow and then relax beautifully and track them around. It's a pretty good example of what alley time can do just there, and she does it week in, week out. I said it before, it's the senior member of the Mathewson family, but there's the two boys that showed horses, and now Dad's doing it, and his dad was an exceptionally good horseman too. So they know how to present a horse, ladies and gentlemen. They'll get them going as good as anybody. Put a couple of ticks in your catalogue and go over and talk to any member of the Mathewson family on that lot number 139 mare by time's up. And out of the good rainstorm mare in Peelvale Rain, 139. She's over in stable number 19, account of the Mathewson and Seagrave family. That's time. Thanks, Matho. I know you love riding her, mate. Showed her well. One to put a tick on. Hey, that'll be a mare that you'll have a lot of fun on for a lot of years. And then she's got that wonderful depth of breeding in her too to retain as a broodmare down the track. So Jack O'Noon comes in. This is another one of these high quality mares that we've got. Ladies and gentlemen, offered on behalf of Peter and Karen Reid, this is Annie's Hat Town, side by Hard Hat Henry, and out of a Doc's Freckle Oak own daughter in Oaks Legend. As I've always said, nothing bad comes out of a Freckle Oak mare. This is just a beautiful mare. We've seen her over the years. Went out and visited with Jacko some months ago, looked at her out there and saw him working at the home arena, and she is just eye-catching to watch when she's at home. She'll do it here too, ladies and gentlemen. She's fast, she's soft, she's responsive. Absolutely no fuss to have around. She's relaxed. Easy to have stable, easy to have on the track. It's a real opportunity to buy an impeccably bred and very, very competitive mare. She consistently finals and places. She can be drafted by the whole family. They have retained embryos out of this mare, so that's how much the Reid family think of her. So there'll be never be another opportunity to buy a mare with the depth of breeding in Annie's Hat Town, as I said. By Hard Hat Henry out of the Freckle Oak own daughter and Oaks Legend. We don't see them anymore. So notice the Jacko, she would have done miles and miles of mustering down there. He doesn't fuss and bother around over him. She's got plenty of natural presence on a cow. She's bred to work a cow. He doesn't overtrain him. He works on him. Takes him to a draft, takes home all the money most weekends, as he did here last year in the big open camp draft. Jack O'Noon on the Reid nominated lot number 140, Annie's Hat Town. Thanks, Jacko, and thanks, Peter and Karen, for the presenting another wonderful horse through the Epic Sale. Had a couple here last year. They've bought a real good one this year. Lot number 140. Annie's Hat Town, mark her up in your catalogue. She's over in P55. Hey, Graham Patterson, another good friend of the Epic, comes in. Lot number 141 on Laureldale River Song, the Heritage Stock Horse Grey Mare, 14-3. Graham hails from down in the country in around Austinville. And you'll notice in your pedigree too, she's extraordinarily well bred. She's by that open camp draft winning sire and Snowman, who himself was out of a Gold Cup winning mare. I believe Kendall Nilsson's now got Snowman down on the Central Coast there. And out of the McNamara bred mare in Limbo, she's been well broken in. She's got wonderful paces. Tracks the cattle well. She's nice and soft in the mouth. She's a pleasure to have around her to travel with. Graham confessed to me that the only reason that he's selling her is she goes down back onto the coast. She does get a little bit of itch. So we'd prefer if somebody up over the top of the range could buy her. Just does get a mild dose of the itch down there, and it pains him to see it. He thinks a lot of this mare. Righto, so we're watching lot number 141. Graham Patterson, the man in the saddle. This is Laureldale River Song. So ladies and gentlemen, he works her, he shuts her down, she relaxes and walks out. She's a lovely type of a mare which Graham often rides. Had a very, very good mare up here a couple of years ago, a beautiful type of a conman mare. He always breeds them well, presents them well, and gets them to relax. Thank you very much, Graham. What's that? Yeah, he just said she'd be on his truck still if she didn't get that scratchiness. Thanks, Graham. Thanks for the pumpkins, mate. I'll hand you over to Blake.
Thank you, Bruce. And this is the final run for our 2025 pre-works here at the Epic. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for taking the time to inspect these wonderful catalogue of horses. And if you're watching online, we've got some wonderful horses to come through here this evening. Some of the open age geldings are 10-year-old fellows this time on account of Miss C. Gilligan from up there at Farrakabab at Glen Innes. Side by Donald Parks, Seligman Spin on the dam side too, Ali Oak. This is Alibi. He's a very quiet, easy-going gelding. He's done plenty of miles mustering with feedlot work to go with it. Competitive in the camp draft arena. Consistent scores and also ridden by a lady rider. Presented by Kieran Williamson here this afternoon in the pre-works. This is lot number 142, Henry's Alibi, a 10-year-old gelding. All the hard work's put into these open age geldings. Don't forget to, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for a jam-packed entertainment here tonight at the Epic, we are going to deliver that to you with a double AM jackpot cutout. Also the highest scoring competitor 25 years and under will receive a bonus $500. This is lot number 142 on account of Miss C. Gilligan from up there at Glen Innes. A 10-year-old gelding. We all know how performance in the Donald Park Seligman spins go, and this is one certainly to have ticked up in your catalogue. That'll be time, thanks, Kieran. That will be time. Also, if you're looking for something in the liquid refreshment running, and we recommend you certainly be over there to support that division, and also the food vans, Ed's Tucker Box, and our other wonderful caterers, they are here as well. So be sure to go down and support the food vans. If you're looking for any saddlery gear or clothing, we've got those trade sites for you here as well. Lot number 143 on account of Ben and Gemma Clark from down there at Nyangla. Talifa Daddy's Melody. Of course, a siren, one more daddy on the dam side. Burrenda Karaoke. Presented by Gemma Clark herself here in the pre-works this afternoon. This is lot number 143. Talifa Melody. Purchased in the 2017 Nutrient Classic from H-Type Performance Horses up there at Gyra. $11-year-old mare. You can see absolutely no fuss in this particular lot. If you're looking for a mare to take back into the dam paddock, you're looking for a mare to be in the performance horse side in the equine side too. This is lot number 143. Talifa Daddy's Melody. And that'll be time. Thank you, Gemma. That'll be time. That was lot number 143, the 11-year-old mare. Don't be afraid to, ladies and gentlemen. If you see a maroon shirt with an APL badge on it, be sure to make yourself known. It's great to have one of the legend out of Warwick with us. Dennis Burke's just arrived. If you're looking for a assumption or any information on horses, he sold plenty, and we'd love to have him down here with the Epic this year. Lot number 144 in the pre-works. I reckon it should be lot number 145, I reckon. Just the old saddlecloth. On account of C.L. Green and J.M. Wickham, of course, from down there on the Bishops Road at Walker. Carl and Jess have been great supporters. This is Merlin J. Lowe. Making sure everyone's listening. Lot number 144 is correct, of course. On account of Miss C. Gilligan, of course, from up at Glen Innes. The Palomino gelding by Frex Little Diablo, which goes back to Diablo's spin. Of course, on the dam side, Nina Destiny. There is a stylish, she's an easy-going gelding. The Williamson boys always put a great stamp on their horses too. Feedlot work, mustering work. This is lot number 144. Freckles Dare, an incentive prospect, a lifetime opportunity to purchase this horse and come back and compete in that Infinity Camp Draft. $10,000 on the nose to the first place in the Infinity, and numerous prizes to go with it as well. And that'll be time. Thanks, Kieran. That will be time. That was lot number 144. You got him in the lens there, Vic. Lot number 145, a 12-year-old mare this time. Merlin J-Lo. I've had the privilege of seeing this particular mare compete at many camp drafts and making finals nearly every camp draft she's nominated in throughout the New England. This is Merlin J-Lo on account of Carl Green and Jess Wickham. Side by one more Playboy on the dam side, Brown Jane. You got Doc Spinifex right up on the top side there and goes back to Abby on the dam line. This is J-Lo. As you can see on the social media, she's running big scores in the very capable hands of Carl Green here this afternoon in the pre-works. This is lot number 145. Don't forget, if you've just arrived here at the Epic Pre-Works, we have a wonderful program for you here tonight. We've got a jackpot cutout sponsored by AAM. We have a Westpac helicopter charity auction. A big thank you to Tulla Beef, Rick and Angela Swan, and the Owen family. Each and every year they donate a beast, and we'll auction that tonight. It's all been broken down into pieces, so you're able to compete on the primal cuts. A wonderful grain-fed animal sponsored by Tulla Beef. And that was time. Thank you, Carl. Lot number 145. On account of Carl and Jess from down there at Walker. It was Merlin J-Lo. We've got a Ram and a Mitsubishi just parked near Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan's over there on the telephone. He'll be able to let you know there's two cars we just need to get moved. If you own a Ram and a Mitsubishi Outlander, we just need to get a tractor in to drag this arena here directly. Lot number 146, Jesse, on account of Jesse Britton, of course, from down there south of Tamworth. This is Red Light Diva. The liver chestnut mare too. 14.2 hands this particular side by Red Light Cat, which goes back to Highlight Cat. On the damn side too, Winslow Disco Diva. Diva's had cutting training with Steve Burns, and has done miles of mastering. She's a proven breeder. The Britton family, of course, are retaining a filly out of this particular mare. After her duties have been in the dam paddock, she's come back into work and under the capable hands of Mr. Ben Madem here this afternoon. This is lot number 146 in the pre-works. Absolutely doing nothing wrong. There's a mare. She's a proven breeder. She's a proven performer as well. She's had time off. She's had time back under the saddle. And that'll be time, thank you, Ben, at lot number 146. Lot number 147 now on account of Bren Braggy stock horses from up there at Gladys. When you talk about the Bruce family and you attend a camp draft here in the New England, you absolutely know they've got a good truckload of horses. They go to a camp draft, they don't only end up in a final, they're always taking a paycheck home. On account of Alex Bruce, this is lot number 147, Apple Gum Drummer. By conductor, a great sire of Hugh Miles's, a wonderful performing stallion in many open camp drafts. And the damn side, Applegum Madison. This is Drummer. He's a maiden gelding, of course, but very, very close and knocking on the door of the finals. He's been in there several times leading up to the epic sale. Scores of up to 89, outside 23 points and 64 respectively with horse work. He's a workhorse. He's a competition horse. He's a great all-rounder, this particular fellow. Lot number 147. 13-year-old gelding, lot number 147. That's time, thank you. That's time, thank you, Toby. There's a good solid gelding, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching online, this particular fellow, be sure to go back to pre-watch. I reckon Libby and the team will have that absolutely all sorted. Be able to re-watch these horses. We encourage you, of course, too, to go and inspect these stallions this afternoon, if not tomorrow prior or during the auction. Lot number 147, Drummer, will be in stable number 33. Lot number 148, on account of Duddy Performance horses from up at Pinkett, east of Glen Innes Township. This is two-time Lethal, side by Lethal Lena. On the AM side too, checks in the mail. It certainly will be in the paycheck here tomorrow afternoon. Lot 148, this is two-time Lethal. She's a lovely mare, she's athletic, she's cowy, she can travel. A full sister, of course, to two-time Lethal, presents again in the NCHA at the lifetime earnings in excess of $60,000. Lot number 148, you know how much they all put on these horses, these Duddy guys. They absolutely spend time and time again in their pen, out in arena as well. They have a wonderful handle on their horses. This is lot number 148. Two-time Lethal. Absolutely set on a wonderful saltwater cow. And, of course, Tony Dom and Ruby Menkins, each and every year we get the privilege to have the lend of their wonderful F1 cattle and their full-blood Wagyu breeding herd, saltwater grazing. That'll be time, thank you. That will be time. Lot number 148. Burbank. Lot number 149. If you want to see social media, ladies and gentlemen, he's had about 4,500 views. And all he'll need that in bids tomorrow. Lot number 149 on account of Jim and Beck Ryan from up there at Irvingdale. And, of course, we mentioned to you Jim and Beck Ryan, the founders of Congress Equine, Congress, that challenge camp drafting event they run up there in Dalby. And a big thank you to those guys too at Congress Equine for their wonderful kind gesture of putting the bar on over there tonight. But we want to tell you about this particular horse. This is Brenwan Rockstar. Sire by Roxon, of course, a Warren by a Remo fellow, Romeo. And on the DM side too, Eskdale West, Arizona Star. This is a rock star. He's a quality gelding. He's absolutely set. If you want to go back to his social media there tonight, be sure to look him up on Facebook. This particular horse has been ridden without a bridle. One for the whole family. Lot number 149. A competition horse, a great mate to have at home, a great horse to have on the truck, a great horse to do anything with. This is lot number 149, Brenwan, a rock star. He's a set gelding, of course. He can chase a cow, he can cut a cow. One of those horses that you don't need any time for during the week. You take him over the weekend, you take him anywhere, and you have a lot of fun on this fellow. That'll be time, thank you, Darb. At lot number 149. Be sure to look him up on social media, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to go and look at him in the stable himself. Brenwan, a rock star. Stable number 26. Thank you, Darby. That's it, is it? No 151? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude the pre-works for 2025. We welcome you all to attend the bar, attend the trade sites. We've got everything ready for you here tonight. We've got a jam-packed program. We will be starting with the AAM jackpot cutout. That will be something worth watching. It'll be certainly in excess of $4,000. The winner takes all. A big thank you to AAM for sponsoring. The Negs girls have done a wonderful job doing the pre-works today. We'll see them back for the sale tonight. Certainly the the vendors too. If we haven't been able to catch up with you as your auctioneer selling on behalf of your lot tomorrow, we would like to catch up with some final notes. So if we haven't been able to catch up with you, please give us a phone call or be sure to come over and see us at the office. We'll just drag the arena for you and we'll be back with you in about half an hour's time. So if you're in the bareback cutout, please be sure to be saddled up and ready to ride for the life of your time.